you small folk, and listen to me. From the shores of the Reach to the narrow green sea, leave your coin on the table, your hand on your rail, and I'll sing you a song of a night on the trail. He came from the gutters of Flea Bottom's mud, no high-born sigil, no conqueror's blood, but a man made of honor, of muscle and bone, the truest true knight that the realm's ever known. So drink to the giant, drink deep and drink long, raise up your voices and join in the song, with a shield of an elm tree, a star falling bright. Here's to Sir Duncan, the truest true knight. Stood 7 feet from his head to his heel, a mountain of mercy, a fortress of steel. They called him the Tall, and he wore the name well, with a heart just as big, so the travelers tell. He sought out no glory, he sought out no gold, just a road to be walked and a vow to uphold. With Egg as his squire, a lad short and bold, they wandered the kingdom in summers of old. So drink to the giant, drink deep and drink long, raise up your voices and join in the song, with a shield of an elm tree, a star falling bright. Here's to Sir Duncan, the truest true knight. At the tourney of Ashford, when princes went mad, he stood for the weak against all that was bad. He struck down the cruel, though the cost it was high, and a good dragon prince had to wither and die. Through the sands of the south and the northernmost chill, if a lord did a wrong, Duncan settled the bill. A clip on the ear for a squire too smart, and a shield for the helpless was Dunk's noble art. From a hedge in the woods to the King's Guard's proud crest, he wore the white cloak as the best of the best, Lord Commander of brothers, the shield of the crown. But he never forgot the poor folks of the town. Though the tragedy burned where the dragons once flew, his name lives in honor forever and true. So drink to the giant, drink deep and drink long, raise up your voices and join in the song, with a shield of an elm tree, a star falling bright. Here's to Sir Duncan, the truest true knight. So pound on the benches and slam down your beer, for the ghost of Sir Duncan is still with us here. Thick as a castle, stubborn and grand, the greatest true knight in the whole of the land.
Wow. Wow, One Iron. You misclicked? You misclicked. You don't want to come to my nerd streams? Is that what you're telling me? What the hell? What the hell? How are you guys today? I hope you're doing well. The journey continues. Where even am I again? Oh, yeah, I went back to the land of shadow. We're going to pick up where we left off on the swords, the Sworn Sword, which is the second book in the Dunk and Egg novels, or A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, written by George R.R. Martin, who also helped with Elden Ring, which is why we're playing that. What has happened so far? In the first book, Dunk is... You know what? Just watch the last ones, or ask questions if you're lost, okay? I did a whole rundown last week. But what has happened in this book so far is that Dunk and Egg have found a place that, has a drought currently in, I think is it the Riverlands? I could be wrong. Either way, we have, the Checky Lion has requested their aid to get his water back from the Black Widow, Rowan Weber. Many times a widow. However, he has just met her, and she's actually a young gal, unlike he expected. The light just changed. That's amazing. Alright. Bats just ended. I actually set this up to, redirect to bats. So I'm gonna have to change that up. Akel Doge also is going to be running a kick stream pretty soon, which I'm not saying anyone should miss, but I might miss today. Might be just taking a little bit of a drama moment off, okay? We might talk about that later if you're interested. Let's see what Onsbach has to say.
Righteous Tarnished, what brings you here?
Righteous Tarnished, why are you even here?
Righteous Tarnished, what brings you here?
Welcome. Anything I should buy from you? Looks like I got the important stuff. Alright, good. Oh god. Remembering how to play this game, though. Talk
You
to more.
come often. You enjoy things.
I do enjoy
I
things.
like finding things. I like you.
Aw. More, you're such a sweetie pie.
Goodbye.
Alright, let's go ahead and click play, AJ. If I can find it. Maybe. Where is it? There it is. Let's go back a few minutes. Because there's not really, like, chapters, because they're novellas, so.
I'll bet she's freckled all over.
What a
His
way to
mouth
start.
was oddly dry.
Oh my stars. Dunk. Dunk. Dunk.
I spent a year in Dawn. Do all the oaks grow so tall there? She said, as her fingers traced a tree limb round his heart. It's meant to be an elm, milady. I shall remember. She drew her hand back, solemn. The ward is too hot and dusty for a conversation. Septon, show Sir Dunk into my audience chamber.
It would be my great pleasure, good sister.
Our guest will have a thirst. You may send for a flagon of wine as well.
Must I?
The fat man beamed.
Well, if it please you.
Oh, sir.
I will join you as soon as I have changed. Unhooking her belt and quiver, she handed them to her companion. I'll want Maester Carrick as well. Sir Lucas, go ask him to attend me.
I will bring him at once, my lady, said Lucas Longinch.
The look she gave her Castellan was cool. No need.
Cool.
I know you have many duties to perform about the castle. It will suffice if you send Maester Carrick to my chambers.
Milady,
Dunk called after her.
my squire was made to wait by the gates. Might he join us as well?
Yeah, bring
Your
it again.
squire? When she smiled, she looked a girl of 5 and 10, not a woman 5 and 20.
Ow,
A pretty
ow,
girl
ow,
full
ow,
of
ow.
mischief and laughter. If it please you, certainly.
She thinks I'm some great lout with peas porridge between his ears. As it happens, my good sister likes peas porridge,
Said Septon Sefton, as he reappeared with a flagon of wine, a flagon of water, and 3 cups.
Yes, yes, I heard. I'm fat, not deaf.
He filled 2 cups with wine and 1 with water. The third he gave to Egg, who gave it a long, dubious look and put it aside. The Septon took no notice.
This is an arbor vintage,
He was telling Dunk.
very fine, and the poison gives it a special piquancy.
He winked at Egg.
I seldom touch the grape myself, but I have heard.
He handed Dunk.
Elder Scrolls coming out for Switch 2. My brother told me the other day. He said, "Are you gonna get the potions game?" LOL. So it's coming out. Man, Switch 2 really making waves, huh? You guys hear about Ocarina of Time coming out? Poe's excited about that. We have a Switch. I don't think it's probably a Switch 2. I guess I could double check. It is the Zelda copy.
Let us both take kindly Miquella's guidance to heart. May we meet again on the battlefield. Brave warrior.
Cup. The wine was lush and sweet, but Dunk sipped it gingerly, and only after the Septon had quaffed down half of his in 3 big lip-smacking gulps. Egg crossed his arms and continued to ignore his water.
She does like peas porridge,
The Septon said.
Does like
and you as well, sir. I know my own good sister. When I first saw you in the yard, I half hoped you were some suitor, come from King's Landing to seek my lady's hand.
Dunk furrowed his brow. How did you know I was from King's Landing, Septon?
Kingslanders have a certain way of speaking.
The Septon took a gulp of wine, sloshed it about his mouth, swallowed, and sighed with pleasure.
I have served there many years, attending our High Septon in the Great Sept of Baelor.
He sighed.
You would not know the city since the spring. The fires changed it. A quarter of the house is gone, and another quarter empty. The rats are gone as well. That is the queerest thing. I never thought to see a city without rats.
Dunk had heard that too. Were you there during the Great Spring Sickness?
Oh, indeed. A dreadful time, sir, dreadful. Strong men would wake healthy at the break of day and be dead by evenfall. So many died so quickly there was no time to bury them. They piled them in the dragon pit instead. And when the corpses were 10 feet deep, Lord Rivers commanded the pyromancers to burn them. The light of the fires shone through the windows, as it did of yore when living dragons still nested beneath the dome.
Ass kicked.
By night you could see the
that. I didn't
glow
even
all
do
through
it
the
again.
city. The dark green glow of
Alright.
wildfire.
Alright, we'll just move on.
The color green still haunts me to this day.
Not green.
They say the spring was bad in Lannisport and worse in Old Town. But in King's Landing it cut down
Why are you
4
still
of
after
10.
me?
Neither young nor
Ah!
old was spared, nor rich nor poor, nor great nor humble. Our good High Septon was taken,
away.
the god's own voice on earth,
Oh my God, how
with
do I
a
get out?
third of the most devout and near all our silent sisters. His Grace King
Okay.
Daeron, sweet Mataris, and bold Valar, the
Valar?
Hand. Oh, it was a dreadful time. By the end, half the city was praying to the stranger.
He had another drink.
And where were you, sir?
In Dawn, said Dunk.
Thank the Mother for her mercy, then.
The Great Spring Sickness had never come to Dorne, perhaps because the Dornish had closed their borders and their ports, as had the Arryns of the Vale, who had also been spared.
All this talk of death is enough to put a man off wine. But cheer is hard to come by.
What do we got? What do we got in the chat? I think I'm alive. I think it is. They have that Ocarina remake. Yeah. Just for the Zelda remake. That's how Poe feels. That's how Poe feels. Oh, well, thank you for the like.
In such times as we are living, the drought endures for all our prayers. The Kingswood is one great tinderbox, and fires rage there night and day. Bittersteel and the sons of Daemon Blackfire are hatching plots in Tyrosh, and Dagon Greyjoy's krakens prowl the sunset sea like wolves.
How you doing, Ballpark Franks?
Raiding as far south as the Arbor. They carried off half the wealth of Fair Isle, it's said, and 100 women, too. Lord Farman is repairing his defences, though that strikes me as akin to the man who claps his pregnant daughter in a chastity belt when her belly's big as mine.
Got it.
Lord Bracken is dying slowly on the Trident, and his eldest son perished in the spring. That means Sir Otho must succeed. The Blackwoods will never stomach the brute of Bracken as a neighbour. It will mean war.
Dunk knew about the ancient enmity between the Blackwoods and the Brackens. Won't their liege lord force a peace?
Alas,
said Septon Sefton.
Lord Tully is a boy of 8 surrounded by women. Riverrun will do little, and King Aerys will do less. Unless some maester writes a book about it, the whole matter may escape his royal notice. Lord Rivers is not like to let any Brackens in to see him. Pray recall, our hand was born half Blackwood. If he acts at all, it will be only to help his cousins bring the brute to bay. The mother marked Lord Rivers on the day that he was born, and Bittersteel marked him once again upon the red grass field.
So...
Dunk knew he meant Bloodraven. Brynden Rivers was the hand's true name. His mother had been a black...
Now, if you are familiar with Game of Thrones, perhaps... Oh my stars, they're after me. They're gonna come for me. Help! If you're familiar with the show, perhaps, and not the, A New Grace, and not the books we've been reading here, that would be Brynden Rivers is the same as Bloodraven, who is the old guy in the tree that Bran goes and sees. People are screaming. People are screaming here. Why are people screaming? I look great.
Wood. His father, King Aegon IV. The fat man drank his wine and rattled on.
As for Aerys, his grace cares more for old scrolls and dusty prophecies than for lords and laws.
A kingdom of potatoes? Thank you so much, Ballpark Franks, for the $5. I mean no further. Oh my god. We have a poor desperate fool here. Oh golly. Oh goodness. What do we has here, folks? But yeah, thank you so much, Ballpark Franks, for the $5. Pros in the chat if you're here.
Please. No more. I am sorry. I repent.
He's got like
Closer. Oh, the horror. Please. Savage me no further.
So I think this is horn scent, but I'm realizing how similar the color of his outfit here is to Godwin's.
Please. No more. Spare me your cruelty.
I didn't do anything.
Please.
Okay.
No more.
He will not even bestir himself to sire an heir. Queen Aelinor prays daily at the great sept, beseeching the mother above to bless her with a child, yet she remains a maid. Aerys keeps his own apartments, and it is said that he would sooner take a book to bed than any woman.
He filled his cup again.
What a vibe.
Make no mistake, 'tis Lord Rivers who rules us, with his spells and spies. There is no one to oppose him. Prince Maekar sulks at Summerhall, nursing his grievances against his royal brother. Prince Rhaegal is as meek as he is mad, and his children are, well, children. Friends and favourites of Lord Rivers fill every office, the lords of the small council lick his hand, and this new Grand Maester is as steeped in sorcery as he is. The Red Keep is getting...
So what we're learning, essentially, is that Bloodraven has had his fingers in every pie and been controlling things for a long time, long before he was a green seer.
Garrisoned by ravens' teeth, and no man sees the king without his leave.
Dunk shifted uncomfortably in his seat.
What are you?
How many eyes does Lord Bloodraven have? 1,000 eyes and one. He hoped the king's hand did not have 1,000 ears and one as well. Some of what Septon Sefton was saying sounded treasonous. He glanced at Egg to see how he was taking all of this. The boy was struggling with all his might to hold his tongue. The Septon pushed himself to his feet.
Oh no, hit the wrong
My
button.
good sister
Ow.
will be a while yet.
Ow.
As with all great ladies, the first 10 gowns she tries will be found not to suit her mood. Will you take more wine?
It's not my fault. That dragon man snuck up on me, obviously. It has clearly nothing to do with the fact that I'm bad at this game. No. I refuse to believe it. Though I might need a faster weapon. What a way to log in.
Without waiting for an answer, he refilled both cups. The lady I mistook, said Dunk, anxious to speak of something else. Is she your sister?
We are all children of the Seven, sir. But apart from that, dear me, no.
I want my points.
Lady Hellicent was sister to Sir Roland Uthering,
Points.
Lady Rohan's fourth
Points.
husband,
Where's
who
my
died
points?
in the spring.
There.
My brother was his predecessor, Sir Simon Staunton, who had the great misfortune to choke upon a chicken bone.
Chicken bone.
Coldmoat
That's
crawls
what I'm
with
calling you.
revenants, it must be said. The husbands die, yet their kin remain, to drink my lady's wines and eat her sweetmeats like a plague of plump pink locusts done up in
sweetmeats.
silk and velvet.
He wiped his mouth.
And yet she must wed again, and soon.
Must? Said Dunk.
Oh!
Her Lord Father's will demands it.
Nope.
Lord Wyman wanted
God.
grandsons to carry on his line. When he sickened, he tried to wed her to the Long Inch, so he might die knowing that she had a strong man to protect her.
Oh my God.
But Rohan
Oh God.
refused to have him. His lordship took his vengeance in his will. If she remains unwed on the 2nd anniversary of her father's passing, Coldmoat and its lands pass to his cousin Wendell. Perhaps you glimpsed him in the yard. A short man with a goiter on his neck, much given to flatulence.
Oh my
Though
God,
it is
die.
small of me to
Yes.
say so, I am cursed with excess wind, my...
I win. I'm a winner. Whew. I serve the drowned god, not the seven. Listen, I was very, very firmly every religion in A Song of Ice and Fire is real except for the seven, which is like the Christianity knockoff, right? Like the powerful religion that is mostly seen like people doing things rather than the old gods, you know, where we actually see a lot of magic and stuff happening, faceless men, etc. But I think Dunk is proof of the seven. What are we listening to? I'm confused. This is the second novella in the A Song of Ice and Fire's A Night of the Seven Kingdoms series. So if you know Game of Thrones, this happens 90 years before it. There are no dragons. There's just amazing characters.
myself. Be that as it may, Sir Wendell is grasping and stupid, but his lady wife is Lord Rowan's sister, and damnably fertile. That cannot be
Damnably
denied.
fertile.
She whelps as often as he farts. Their sons are quite as bad as he is, their daughters worse, and all of them have begun to count the days. Lord Rowan has upheld the will, so her ladyship has only till the next new moon.
Why has she waited so long? Dunk wondered aloud.
Everyone.
The Septon shrugged.
Scared
If truth
me.
be told,
Ow,
there has been a
ow,
dearth
please
of
stop.
suitors. My good sister is not hard to look upon, you will have noticed, and a stout castle and broad lands add to her charms. You would think that younger sons and landless knights would swarm about her ladyship like flies.
It's down here.
You would be wrong.
You would
The
be
4
wrong.
dead husbands make them wary, and there are those who will say that she is barren too.
I
Though
almost
never in her
died.
hearing, unless they yearn to see the inside of a crow cage. She has carried 2 children to term, a
But yeah,
boy and a girl.
The Drowned God definitely exists. I think the problem in A Song of Ice and Fire tends to be that I think perhaps the same 7 or maybe 8 gods exist. Like the other might be the last god, if you will, a demigod, if you will, born of the Stark Foundation. Talk to me sometime about my Flintstone theory. But the Drowned God's interesting because it kind of gives, like, Garth Greenhand after he fucked off vibes to me. It gives, Stark Night's King after he fucked off or something. It's got some interesting stuff going on because there's, like, the Good Brother family. How was your stream? I missed a lot of it. Has Keldo started yet? We're just gonna keep going.
But neither live to see a name day. Those few who are not put off by talk of poisonings and sorcery want no part of the long inch. Lord Wyman charged him on his deathbed to protect his daughter from unworthy suitors,
Let's sit down.
which he has taken to mean all suitors. Any man who means to have her hand would need to face his sword first.
He finished his wine and set the cup aside.
That is not to say there has been no one. Clayton Caswell and Simon Laygood have been the most persistent,
funny.
though they seem more interested in her lands than in her person. Were I given to wagering, I should place my gold on Gerald Lannister. He has yet to put forth an appearance, but they say he is golden-haired and quick of wit and more than 6 feet tall.
And Lady Weber is much taken with his letters.
Aww.
The lady in question stood in the doorway, beside a homely young maester with a great hooked nose. You would lose your wager, good brother. Geralt will never willingly forsake the pleasures of Lannisport and the splendor of Casterly Rock for some little lordship. He has more influence as Lord Tybolt's brother and advisor than he could ever hope for as my husband.
It went well, good.
As for the others, Sir Simon would need to sell off half my land to pay his debts, and Sir Clayton trembles like a leaf whenever the long inch deigns to look his way.
Lol.
Besides, he's
baby.
prettier than I am. And you, Septon, have the biggest mouth in Westeros.
Get wrecked.
A large belly requires a large mouth,
said Septon Sefton.
I love every quote from this. Val, you don't have to answer, but you seem very tall, 5'7", 5'8". I'm actually very average. I'm 5'5" to 5'6". Probably 5'6", but like, I don't know. Guess it depends on if we're counting shoes or not. Ouch! Make it stop! Ah! Ah! It burns! Help me! Ah! This wasn't what I thought I was gonna fight. I'm not gonna lie. Oh god. Oh! Oh! Okay.
Utterly unabashed.
else
guy
it soon
was.
becomes a small one.
Are you the Red Widow? Egg asked, astonished. I'm near as tall as you are. Another boy made that same observation not half a year ago. I sent him to the rack to make him
6'2", Poe as well.
taller. When Lady Rohan settled onto the high seat on the dais, she pulled her braid forward over her left shoulder. It was so long that the end of it lay coiled in her lap like a sleeping cat. Sir Duncan, I should not have teased you in the yard when you were trying so hard to be gracious. It was only that you blushed so red. Was there no girl to tease you in the village where you grew so tall?
The village was King's Landing. He did not mention Flea Bottom. There were girls, but,
the sort of teasing that went on in Flea Bottom sometimes involved cutting off a toe. I expect they were afraid to tease you. Lady Rohan stroked her braid. No doubt they were frightened of your size. Do not think ill of Lady Helicent, I pray you. My good sister is a simple creature, but she has no harm in her. For all her piety, she could not dress herself without her septas.
it was not her doing. The mistake was mine.
You lie most gallantly. I know it was Sir Lucas. He is a man of cruel humours, and you offended him on sight.
How? Dunk said, puzzled. I never did him any harm.
She smiled a smile that made him wish that she was plainer. I saw you standing with him. You're taller by a hand, or near enough. It has been a long while since Sir Lucas met anyone he could not look down on. How old are you, sir?
You're like Dunk? Amazing. Though he's closer to 7 foot. This sounds like Woody if he was straight.
Near 20, if it please, milady.
Dunk liked the ring of 20, though most like he was a year younger, maybe 2. No one knew for certain, least of all him. He must have had a mother and a father like everybody else, but he'd never known them, not even their names, and no one in Flea Bottom had ever cared much when he'd been born, or to whom. Are you as strong as you appear?
How strong do I appear, milady?
Oh, strong enough to annoy Sir Lucas. He is my castellan, though not by choice. Like Coldmoat, he is a legacy of my father. Did you come to knighthood on some battlefield, Sir Duncan? Your speech suggests that you were not born of noble blood.
So, if you guys haven't figured out, Dunk's a bit of a himbo. And we love that for Dunk.
If you will forgive my saying so.
I was born of gutter blood. A hedge knight named Sir Arlen of Pennytree took me on to squire for him when I was just a boy. He taught me chivalry and the arts of war.
And this same Sir Arlen knighted you?
Dunk shuffled his feet. One of his boots was half unlaced, he saw.
Please hit. Thank you.
No one else was like to do it.
Where is Sir Arlen now?
He died. He raised his eyes.
Oh my God,
he could lace up his boot later. I buried him on a hillside.
Did he fall valiantly in battle?
There were rains. He caught a chill.
Old men are frail, I know. I learned that from my second husband. I was 13 when we wed. He would have been 55 on his next name day, had he lived long enough to see it. When he was half a year in the ground, I gave him a little son, but the stranger came for him as well.
No!
The Septon said his father wanted him beside him. What do you think?
Dunk's putting the time in.
Sir?
Well, said Dunk hesitantly, that might be, milady.
Nonsense, she said. The boy was born too weak. Such a tiny thing. He scarce had strength enough to nurse. Still...
Maybe not straight, Woody, because this guy's definitely not straight.
The gods gave his father 55 years.
Bisexual,
You would
Woody.
think they might have granted more than 3 days to the son.
You would.
Dunk knew little and less about the gods. He went to Sceptre sometimes, and prayed to the warrior to lend strength to his arms, but elsewise he let the 7 be.
Ah!
I am sorry your Sir Arlen died, she said.
I'm dead.
And sorrier still that you took service with Sir Eustace. All old men are not the same, Sir Duncan. You would do well to go home to Pennytree. I have no home but
Pansexual Bodhi.
where I swear my sword. Dunk had never seen Pennytree. He couldn't even say if it was in the reach. Swear it.
You know, this is probably a dumb question, but do you think, like, an odd number of voice actors are possibly pansexual? Like, I feel like there could be something there. You gotta play all sorts, you know? I need my points. Run. 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 Just run for the points. Run for the points. Oh, that's not my points. Bye, points. Well, there goes the pressure.
Here then. The times are uncertain. I have need of knights. You look as though you have a healthy appetite, Sir Duncan. How many chickens can you eat? At Coldmoat you would have your fill of
I can see that, NB.
warm pink meat and sweet fruit tarts. Your squire looks in need of sustenance as well. He's so scrawny that all his hair has fallen out.
Alright. I've decided this is not the weapon. So I need it against what? Undead. What are they called? The animal men. The beastmen. What are they weak against? These are definitely the undead versions. Beast skeleton. This is what we're probably after. Something like this. Okay, so what are they bad against? Help me out. You're not gonna tell me, game? They can breathe fire. Yes, they location, moveset variants. What would be the point in having a wiki for me to not know what they're weak against, right? Okay, here we go. Negation or absorptions. $20, huh? I don't have anything lightning-y. I don't have anything that I need for fighting these guys. Weak against beast women. The beastmen, hussy. Bad at asking for directions. Oh, man. The stranger came for Val. This is true. Man. So, lightning is all I get? And, like... Wow. 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 Well, let's just go for faster then, I guess. They definitely aren't going to do any sleep things. So, let's do... Where's my scythe? We'll get out the angel scythe. That puts us back at light load, at least. Let's see if that helps. Weak against dairy products? You guys.
We'll have him share a cell with other boys of his own age. He'll like that. My master at arms can train him in all the arts of war. I train him, said Dunk defensively.
Yeah,
and who else? Bennis? Old Osgray? The chickens?
Oh my god, it hurts. It hurts.
There had been days when Dunk had set egg to chasing chickens. It helps make him quicker, he thought. But
I jumped into the stranger's arms is good.
But he knew that if he said it, she would laugh. She was distracting him with her...
Especially since in Elden Ring, I pretty much worship the Glowmide Queen and Saint Trina.
Her snub nose and her freckles. Dunk had to remind himself of why Sir Eustace had sent him here. My sword is sworn to my Lord of Osgray, milady, he said. And that's the way it is.
That's the way it is.
So be it, sir. Let us speak of less pleasant matters. Lady Rohan gave her braid a tug. We do not suffer attacks on Coldmoat or its people.
Run.
So tell me why I should not have you sewn in a sack.
Just run. Just keep running.
I came to parley, he reminded her.
Just
and I've drunk your wine.
Hello?
The taste still lingered in his mouth.
Holy shit!
Rich and sweet.
Help.
So far, it had not poisoned him. Perhaps it was the wine that made him bold. And you don't have a sack big enough for me.
Is this the way
To
I
his
came from?
relief, Egg's jape
I think
made
it
her
is.
smile.
Okay, should
I have
looked the other way.
several that are big enough for Bennis, though.
Oh god.
Maester Carrick says Wolmer's face was sliced open almost to the bone. Sir Bennis lost his temper with the man, milady. Sir Eustace sent me here to pay the blood price. The blood price? She laughed.
They do hit hard. I don't think I could beat this cave. I don't even know where the fuck I am. But I'm clearly not meant to be here yet. Now I walk with a scythe and a murderous ability, a corn-fed motherfucker filled with hostility, cracked out, and I'm going off on the moonshine 180 proof wine made from a muscadine. Boondocks, psychopathic records. Wow. Wow, that was beautiful.
He is an old man, I know, but I had not realized that he was so old as that.
Got him.
Does he think we are living in the age of heroes? When a man's life was reckoned to be worth no more than a sack of silver?
Ouch.
The digger was not killed, milady, Dunk reminded her. No one was killed that I saw. His face was cut is all.
Oh!
Her fingers danced idly along her braid.
I'm gonna get this.
How much does Sir Eustace reckon Wolmer's cheek to be worth, pray? 1 silver stag. And 3 for you, milady. Sir Eustace sets a miser's price upon my honor. Though 3 silvers are better than 3 chickens, I grant you. He would do better to deliver Bennis up to me for chastisement. Would this involve that sack you mentioned? It might. She coiled her braid around one hand.
Get on my level.
Osgray can keep his silver. Only blood can pay for blood. Well, said Dunk, it may be as you say, milady. But why not send for that man that Bennis cut, and ask him if he'd sooner have a silver stag or Bennis in a sack?
We're going up the side.
Oh, he'd pick the silver if he couldn't have both. I don't doubt that, sir. It is not his choice to make.
Is there anything I needed over there?
This is about the lion and the spider now, not some peasant's cheek. It is Bennis I want, and Bennis I shall have. No one rides onto my lands, does harm to one of mine, and escapes to laugh about it.
Run away!
Your ladyship rode onto steadfast land and did harm to one of Sir Eustace's, Dunk said, before he stopped to think about it. Did I? She tugged her braid again.
Where am I?
If you mean the sheep stealer, the man was notorious. I had twice complained to Osgray, yet he did nothing.
Yeah.
I do not ask thrice. The king's law grants me the power of pit and gallows. It was Egg who answered her. On your own lands, the boy insisted.
Oh,
the king's
Egg. Oh, Eggless. We love it. We love to hear it. Oh, God. You're going to make me actually platform? Is that what you're telling me? I hate platforming. Oh, I hate what does it say? Research ahead. What? Is this one of the things where I just have to hold my nose and jump? Oh, God. I'm gonna die here. This is gonna be so dumb. This is gonna be so dumb. Here we go! Nope, I'm dead. I'm absolutely dead. Oh, I'm alive! I'm a living boy! Oh, my stars. Oh, God. I'm never gonna win this. Ooh. Oh. I used to play Tomb Raider and make Lara drown herself. What? What the fuck have you missed? Mostly discussions with Lady Bro and Weber and me dying. I can't say I have.
law gives lords the power of pit and gallows on their own lands. Clever boy, she said. If you know that much, you will also know that landed knights have no right to punish without their liege lord's
I'm already
leave.
dead.
Sir Eustace holds standfast of Lord Rowan. Bennis broke the king's peace when he drew blood and must answer for it. She looked to Dunk. If Sir Eustace will deliver Bennis to me, I'll slit his nose, and that will be the end of it. If I must come and take him, I make no such promise. Dunk had a sudden sick feeling.
Alright, at least it's put me back down here. Alright, so it was the Dragon Man. I feel like my one sword was doing okay against the Dragon Man. Before. So, let's go ahead and give it a shot. Because it does hella poise damage. And that's good. Is voting the narrator? I think you guys should, like, clip random audio of this and then call in on the floor with it.
In the pit of his stomach. I will tell him, but he won't give up Sir Bennis. He hesitated. The dam was the cause of all the trouble. If your ladyship would consent to take it down. Impossible, declared the young maester by Lady Rohan's side. Coldmoat supports 20 times as many small folk as does Stanfast.
Oh my god.
Her ladyship has fields of wheat and corn and barley, all dying from the drought. She has half a dozen orchards, apples and apricots and 3 kinds of pears. She has cows about to calf, 500 head of black-nosed sheep, and she breeds the finest horses in the reach. We have a dozen mares about to foal. Sir Eustace has sheep too, Dunk said. He has melons in the fields, beans and barley corn, and... You were taking water for the moat, Egg said loudly. I was getting to the moat, Dunk thought. The moat is essential to Coldmoat's defenses, the maester insisted. Do you suggest that Lady Rohan leave herself open to attack in such uncertain times as these? Well, Dunk said slowly, a dry moat is still a moat, and milady has strong walls with ample men to defend them. Sir Duncan, Lady Rohan said, I was 10 years old when the Black Dragon rose. I begged my father not to put himself at risk, or at least to leave my husband. Who would protect me if both my men were gone?
I can't believe we did it, guys. Clapping in the chat, everybody. Good job. You all cheered me on appropriately. 130k. Holy shit. Can I open this? Okay. I'm scared. I don't want to go further in. Someone has stolen Wodie's voice. I used to button mash in Mortal Kombat versus my hubby, and I'd always win. I did that with my cousin. Yeah, we did it, guys. Oh my. I didn't know that. I did not know that. What cross-weaving we've done.
So he took me up onto the ramparts and pointed out Coldmoat's strong points.
We have history.
Keep them strong, he said, and they will keep you safe.
Grace!
If you see to your defenses, no man may do you harm.
Good evening, Hugbox. I've been playing with my coins to cheer me up. This is better. Val and Poe. Yeah. Poe has recently lost someone. He's currently out there, being with family currently, so... Can I upload these? Okay, I can't. You know, any donations today will probably go to helping him continue to do that. You know, it's been a hard weekend. My dad almost lost someone. I think they might have pulled through last I heard, though. So, it's been crazy.
The first thing he pointed at was the moat. She stroked her cheek with the tail of her braid. My first husband...
What kind of coins do you got?
...perished on the red grass field. My father found me others, but the stranger took them too. I no longer trust in men, no matter how ample they may seem. I trust in stone and steel and water. I trust in moats, sir. and mine will not go dry.
What your father said, that's well and good, said Dunk. But it doesn't give you the right to take Osgrey water.
She tugged her braid. I suppose Sir Eustace told you that the stream was his.
For 1,000 years, said Dunk. It's named the Checky Water. That's plain.
So it is. She tugged again. Once. Twice. Thrice. As the river is called the Mander, though the Manderleys were driven from its banks 1,000 years ago. Highgarden.
And they now are Starksmen. They are Northmen.
Is still Highgarden, though the last gardener died on the field of fire. Casterly Rock teems with Lannisters, and nowhere a Casterly to be found. The world changes, sir. This Checky water rises in the Horseshoe Hills, which were wholly mine when last I looked. The water is mine as well. Maester Carrick, show him. The Maester descended from the dais. He could not have been much.
Baal, O terror incarnate, again I stand afore ye. This was the same guy, by the way, that was down there screaming about losing his legs. We're gonna see him a few times. Oops, wrong button.
Older than Dunk, but in his gray robes.
Picked a hell of a day to take off? Well, I'm sorry. Too much real life stuff. I'd rather chill. In fact, I might do a Discord watch party later or something entirely different.
And chain collar, he had an air of somber wisdom that belied his years. In his hands was an old parchment. "See for yourself, sir," he said as he unrolled it and offered it to Dunk. Dunk the lunk, thick as a castle wall. He felt his cheeks reddening again. Gingerly, he took the parchment from the maester and scowled at the writing. Not a word of it was intelligible to him, but he knew the wax seal beneath the ornate signature. The three-headed dragon of House Targaryen. The king's seal. He was looking at a royal decree of some sort. Dunk moved his head from side to side so they would think that he was reading.
There's a word here I can't make out, he muttered after a moment. Egg, come have a look. You have sharper eyes than me.
The boy darted to his side. Which word, sir? Dunk pointed. That one? Oh. Egg read quickly, then raised his eyes to Dunk's and gave a little nod. It is her stream. She has a paper. Dunk felt as though he'd been punched in the stomach.
Oops.
The king's own seal.
There must be some mistake. The old man's sons died in service to the king. Why would his grace take his stream away?
If King Daron had been a less forgiving man, he should have lost his head as well. For half a heartbeat, Dunk was lost.
What do you mean?
She means, said Maester Carrick, that Sir Eustace Osgrey is a rebel and a traitor. Sir Eustace chose the black dragon over the red, in hopes that a Blackfire king might restore the lands and castles that the Osgreys had lost under the Targaryens, Lady Rohan said. Chiefly, he wanted Coldmoat. His sons paid for his treason with their life's blood. When he brought their bones home and delivered his daughter to the king's men for a hostage, his wife threw herself from the top of Standfast Tower. Did Sir Eustace tell you that? Her smile was sad. No, I did not think so.
The Black Dragon.
You swore your sword to a traitor, lunk. You ate a traitor's bread and slept beneath a rebel's roof.
Milady, he said,
groping.
The Black Dragon... That was 15 years ago. This is now, and there's a drought. Even if he was a rebel once, Sir Eustace still needs water.
The Red Widow rose and smoothed her skirts. He had best pray for rain, then. That was when Dunk recalled Osgrey's parting words in the wood, If you will not grant him a share of the water for his own sake, do it for his son. His son? Adam. He served here as your father's page and squire.
Alright, just hit it.
Lady Rohan's face was stone. Come closer.
Uh-oh.
He did not know what else to do but to obey. The dais added a good foot to her height, yet even so, Dunk towered over her. Kneel, she said. He did. The slap she gave him had all her strength behind it, and she was stronger than she looked.
Oh god.
His cheek burned, and he could taste blood in his mouth from a broken lip, but she hadn't truly hurt him. For a moment, all Dunk could think of was grabbing her by that long red braid and pulling her across his lap to slap her arse, as you would a spoiled child.
Oh god.
If I do, she'll scream, though, and 20 knights will come bursting in to kill me. You dare appeal to me in Adam's name? Her nostrils flared.
Uh-oh.
Remove yourself from Coldmoat, sir. At once. I never meant... Go! Or I will find a sack large enough for you if I have to sew one up myself. Tell Sir Eustace to bring me Bennis of the Brown Shield by the morrow, else I will come for him myself with fire and sword. Do you understand me? Fire and sword!
Get wrecked.
Septon Sefton took Dunk's arm and pulled him quickly from the room. Egg followed close behind them.
That was most unwise, sir,
the fat Septon whispered, and he led them to the steps.
Most unwise. To mention Adam Osgrey.
Uh-oh.
Sir Eustace told me she was fond of the boy.
Fond?
Oh!
The Septon huffed
I was
heavily.
so close!
She loved the boy and him her.
I was so close! I was so close! Ah! Oh no, it probably put me at the grace, because I didn't click fast enough. God damn it! Oh! Alright. What are you guys talking about? Hit the like, or else. That's a good call. Oh, man. Walk of shame. Here we go. There's my points, at least. Call my ladies in. Boop. Boop. Maybe I should do a different... I should have probably definitely done this before right this second, though. Just throwing that out there. There we go. I'm gonna stay on horseback anyway. Here we go. Here. Wish me luck, guys. Wish me luck.
It never went beyond a kiss or two, but... It was Adam she wept for after the red grass field, not the husband she hardly knew. She blamed Sir Eustace for his death, and rightly so. The boy was 12.
Oh my god, I can't fucking...
Dunk knew what it was to bear a wound. Whenever someone spoke of Ashford Meadow, he thought of the 3 good men who died to save his foot,
Why am I
and it
dying
never failed
so bad?
to hurt. Tell milady that it was not my wish to hurt her. Beg her pardon.
I shall do all I can, sir,
Septon Sefton said.
But tell Sir Eustace to bring her Bennis, and quickly. Elsewise it will go hard on him. It will go very hard.
Got him.
Not until the walls and towers of Coldmoat had vanished in the west behind them did Dunk turn to Egg and say, What words were written on that paper? It was a grant of rights, sir, to Lord Wyman Weber from the King. For his leal service in the late rebellion, Lord Wyman and his descendants were granted all rights to the Chequy Water, from where it rises in the Horseshoe Hills to the shores of Leafy Lake. It also said that Lord Wyman and his descendants should have the right to take red deer and boar and rabbits in Watts Wood whene'er it pleased them, and to cut 20 trees from the wood each year. The boy cleared his throat. The grant was only for a time, though. The paper said that if Sir Eustace were to die without a male heir of his body, Standfast would revert to the crown, and Lord Weber's privileges would end. They were the marshals of the North March for 1,000 years. All they left the old man was a tower to die in. And his head, said Egg. His grace did leave him his head, sir, even though he was a rebel. Dunk gave the boy a look. Would you have taken it? Egg had to think about it. Sometimes at court I would serve the king's small council.
Yeah!
They used to fight about it. Uncle Baylor said that clemency was best when dealing with an honorable foe. If a defeated man believes he will be pardoned, he may lay down his sword and bend the knee. Elsewise, he will fight on to the death and slay more loyal men and innocents. But Lord Bloodraven said that when you pardon rebels, you only plant the seeds of the next rebellion. His voice was full of doubts. Why would Sir Eustace rise against King Daron?
Oh no! Oh no!
He
I
was
switched.
a good king.
I switched fucking screens. Oh, 1 minute. Sorry for the pause, guys. It's getting fucking menacing up in here. This is disgusting. We're almost out. Oh, no, 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 okay, 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 run this way, run this way, run this way, ow, 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 drink, 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 yes, of course, yes, drink another one, fuck it, go this way, this way, this way, where are you? Okay. Oh, 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 you're a mad guy. Oh my god, you're so mad. Oh, and I can't hit anything. Oh, we're almost there. We did it. We did it. We did it. We're the best. Woo! Woo! Guys, I did it. My god. My god. My god. Whew. So, Lady Rowan Weber says, this is my water, and how dare you fucking bring up Adam, you fucking shit stick. I thought we were cool, pretty much, right? Okay, I think I came from there. Now we go this way. I think. Thank you for the doubloon strawberry, honeybee. I appreciate you. Let's see what's over here real quick. Ooh. Red Fulgur Bloom, huh? So Fulgur Bloom is kind of like a Godwin thing, it feels like. But maybe Red Fulgur Bloom is older than him, you know. He's got a lot of dragon imagery. Oh, thank you, Shiloh. I'm gonna take a couple hits before we move on, alright? And then, I think what I'm going to do tonight, it looks like Keldo still hasn't set up his kick thing yet, is, what I'm going to do tonight is I think I'm going to watch Hamilton in my voice chat on, Discord. If you are interested, I'm going to drop the Discord link. Pulling a whole Carrie moment here.
Everybody says so. He brought Dorn into the realm and made the Dornishmen our friends. You would have to ask Sir Eustace, eh?
Look at this guy.
Dunk thought he knew
Look
the
at him.
answer, but it was not one the boy would want to hear. He wanted a castle with a lion on the gatehouse, but all he got were graves amongst the blackberries.
Let's go up this
When
side.
you swore a man your sword, you promised to serve and obey, to fight for him at need, not to pry into his affairs and question his allegiances. But Sir Eustace had played him for a fool. He said his sons died fighting for the king, and let me believe the stream was his. Night caught them in Watt's Wood. That was Dunk's fault. He should have gone the straight way home, the way they'd gone, but instead he'd taken them north for another look at the dam. He had half a thought to try and tear the thing apart with his bare hands. But the Seven and Sir Lucas Longinch did not prove so obliging. When they reached the dam, they found it guarded by a pair of crossbowmen with spider badges sewn on their jerkins. One sat with his bare feet in the stolen water. Dunk could gladly have throttled him for that alone, but the man heard them coming and was quick to snatch up his bow. His fellow, even quicker, had a quarrel knocked and ready.
Aw, creep.
The best that Dunk could do was scowl at them threateningly. After that, there was naught to do but retrace their steps. Dunk did not know these lands as well as Sir Bennis did. It would have been humiliating to get lost in a wood as small as Watts. By the time they splashed across the stream, the sun was low on the horizon and the first stars were coming out, along with clouds of might.
So I got Egon's cookbook, so clearly that's his body, right? Wait a minute. We're gonna meet him one more time, essentially. But is that him? I mean, it's just a body. It's hard to tell, I guess. Thank you for the star, Kree. I appreciate you. We're gonna have some dialogue here. So let's go ahead and do our dialogue things real quick. And I've forgotten which path I want to choose with her. Oh well. We are at the Dragon Priestess. Can I level up yet? Not quite. Hopefully I don't lose my points first. Hi. Fiery fire. So we got some dragon fire, and then we got this lady here. I think her name's like Theodosia or something. What the fuck is Azrael on about? I don't even think she was allowed in my feed anymore. I don't know. What's she doing? I actually have no idea. I have not kept up with... when I woke up this morning, GP... Well, not when I woke up, but when I checked in this morning, GP and AJ were yelling at each other, and I never caught up from there. After, Unicorn Girl was saying her piece about how she's gonna quit, and are you happy now, Valkyrie? That was pretty much when I tuned out for the day. Oh yeah, I did stop by Blaze's stream earlier. Yeah, the Dragon Princess. No, the Dragon Priestess is cool. You got me saying it now.
Warrior true.
What's up?
Picture yourself.
Okay.
Feasting upon a dragon's essence.
Historically, I don't.
On the throbbing heart of the oldest, vilest dragon of them all. It would be the purest form of communion.
No, you're good.
The fullest sating of your hunger.
I don't mind gossip
and
here.
your
I'm just not descending
of
into a
dragon.
reaction.
Oh,
I historically haven't been devouring dragon essence. I'll leave this up to you guys. Should I eat a dragon heart or nah? 1 for yes, 2 for no. You can get that thing. I can't remember if I want her or the other thing. Yeah, I probably am not going to turn into a dragon very often. I'm Nikki. Hit the like. Oh. Oh yeah, I forgot. Azura did do a community post about me, didn't she? Where, like, she got all upset because I used a picture of me from a couple of years ago where I'm dressed like Pikachu. We got 1 vote. See if anyone else logs in and tells me what they want. My bowl is, like, plugged. Great. What do you got? Resin? Something? Another vote. I need a pipe cleaner. No, that'll do it. Alright, good. Alright. So it seems like I'm partaking. Let's go.
yes, as it should be. Now, seek the jagged peak. There you will find Bale, the oldest and vilest of all dragons. Landbound warrior, follow your desire and slay the foul beast, devour its throbbing heart. I will grant you the strength required in the name of my lord, Placidusax.
Oh, here we go. Look at me. Nice. Nice. It's no Fia, but it'll do. Thank you. Let's talk to you some more.
True. What is it that you need?
Ask about
In
Bale.
time long past, Bale turned upon the Dragon Lord. The foul traitor assailed our master and inflicted a grievous wound, only to make a hasty retreat, becoming a sworn enemy of the brood. Since that day,
Turtles are cool.
Bale and his bloodline, the Drakes, have served as sacrifices for Dragon Communion, land-bound warrior. My lord, Placidusax, has shown your kind what must be done. Seek communion. Sate your boundless appetite. Feel the euphoria of a dragon's essence taking root in your meager frame.
I mean, this is pretty close to the Zamrock files. Not gonna lie. You like turtles? How do you feel about turtle popes? Okay. Is this a game stream or a game stream? It's actually a book stream. Do I need to say anything further to this lady? Doesn't seem so. Okay. One step closer to victory, kids. Oh.
Amongst the tall black trees, Egg found his tongue again. Sir,
Just got
that
climbing
fat
bodies.
Septon said my father sulks in summer hall. Words are wind. My father doesn't sulk. Well, said Dunk, he might.
Gravelstone.
You sulk. I do not, sir. He frowned.
You're right.
Do I? Some. Not too often, though. Elsewise I'd clout you in the ear more than I do. You clouted me in the ear at the gate.
Get
That
wrecked.
was half a clout at best. If I ever give you a whole clout, you'll know it. The Red Widow gave
I love them. I love them so much. I love them so much.
you a whole clout. Dunk touched his swollen lip. You don't need to sound so pleased about it. No one ever clouted your father in the ear, though. Maybe that's why Prince Maekar is the way he is. When the king named Lord Bloodraven his hand, your lord father refused to be a part of his council and departed King's Landing for his own seat, he reminded Egg. He has been at Summerall for a year and half of another. What do you call that, if not sulking? I call it being wroth, Egg declared loftily. His grace should have made my father hand. He's his brother, and the finest battle commander in the realm since Uncle Baelor died. Lord Bloodraven's not even a real lord. That's just some stupid courtesy. He's a sorcerer and baseborn besides.
Fucking get wrecked, Bloodraven.
Bastard-born, not baseborn. Bloodraven might not be a real lord, but he was noble on both sides. His mother had been one of the many mistresses of King Aegon the Unworthy. Aegon's bastards had been the bane of the Seven Kingdoms ever since the old king died. He had legitimized the lot upon his deathbed. Not only the great bastards like Bloodraven, Bittersteel, and Daemon Blackfire, whose mothers had been ladies, but even the lesser ones he'd fathered on whores and tavern wenches, merchants' daughters, mummers' maidens, and every pretty peasant girl who chanced to catch his eye.
Sheesh.
Fire and blood were the words of House Targaryen, but Dunk once heard Sir Arlen say that Aegon should have been, wash her and bring her to my bed.
Fucking get
King Aegon washed Bloodraven clean of bastardry, he reminded Egg. The same as he did the rest of them. The old High Septon told my father that king's laws are one thing, and the laws of the gods another, the boy said stubbornly. True-born children are made in a marriage bed and blessed by the father and the mother, but bastards are born of lust and weakness, he said. King Aegon decreed that his bastards were not bastards, but he could not change their nature. The High Septon said all bastards are born to betrayal. Daemon Blackfire, Bittersteel, even Bloodraven. Lord Rivers was more cunning than the other two, he said, but in the end he would prove himself a traitor too. The High Septon counseled my father never to put any trust in him, nor in any other bastards, great or small. Born to betrayal, Dunk thought. Born of lust and weakness, never to be trusted, great or small. Egg, he said. Didn't you ever think that I might be a
So, there's, like, a lot of, talk in A Song of Ice and Fire in its entirety about bastards. Like, for instance, Tyrion is raised kind of like a bastard, because in the eyes of his father, he'll never be for sure his, right? Even though he, like, claims it and all that. Jon being a bastard is a big deal, but, like, there's a lot of discussion about bastards being monsters, and there's a lot of discussion about Dunk being a monster. And what's kind of interesting to me about this is, like, there's also a lot of talk about, like, putting bastards, in wells. Tyrion's an example of that, for example. And it's kind of just interesting to think about. Oh my stars, this is horrifying. About, like, if they're supposed... We have the, Queen's Gate, oh snap, over at the wall, and perhaps, like, there's some indication that perhaps bastards were always supposed to be going to the others, and that's, like, the deal, if you will. Anyway, I've botched that entire theory.
Bastard? You, sir?
He wears
That
ball
took
gowns
the
better
boy
than
aback. You are not.
How do I get
I
out of
might be. I never knew my mother or what became of her. Maybe I was born too big and killed her. Most like she was some whore or tavern girl. You don't find high-born ladies down in Flea Bottom. And if she ever wed my father, well, what became of him then? Dunk did not like to be reminded of his life before Sir Arlen found him.
Oh, here I am. Duh.
There was a pot shop in King's Landing where I used to sell them rats and cats and pigeons for the brown. The cook always claimed my father was some thief or cut-purse. Most like I saw him hanged, he used to tell me. But maybe they just sent him to the wall. When I was squiring for Sir Arlen, I would ask him if we couldn't go up that way some day, to take service at Winterfell or some other northern castle. I had this notion that if I could only reach the wall, might be I'd come on some old man.
We made it!
A real tall man who looked like me. We never went, though. Sir Arlen said there were no edges in the north.
Also, if you don't know, do you guys know Hodor? Well, Dunk might be a relation to Hodor. Grave Pickers, yeah, Keeper's Cookbook. Yeah.
And all the woods were
So
full
excited,
of wolves.
this is like one of my favorite spots.
He shook his head. The long and short of it is, most like you're squiring for a bastard. For once, Egg had nothing to say. The gloom was deepening around them. Lantern bugs moved slowly through the trees, their little lights like so many drifting stars. There were stars in the sky as well. More stars than any man could ever hope to count, even if he lived to be as old as King Jaehaerys. Dunk need only lift his eyes to find familiar friends. The stallion and the sow, the king's crown and the crone's lantern, the galley, ghost, and moon maid. But there were clouds to the north, and the blue eye of the ice dragon was lost to him. The blue eye that pointed north. The moon had risen by the time they came to Standfast, standing dark and tall atop its hill. A pale yellow light was spilling from the tower's upper windows, he saw. Most nights Sir Eustace sought his bed as soon as he had supped. But not tonight, it seemed. He is waiting for us, Dunk knew. Bennis of the Brown Shield was waiting up as well.
My
They found him
coins!
sitting on the tower steps, chewing sour leaf
Oh my
and
God,
honing
when
his
was the last time I
longsword in the
saved
moonlight.
anywhere?
The slow scrape of
Oh my God, I just ran into that. I just ran into that. Ooh, fuck yeah. Bastards are not supposed to have power, so if they get power, it upsets the pudding. Oh, man. My voguing is also better than Val. You know what? I don't need your attitude. Sheesh. Sheesh kebabs. You guys are so rude to me. I don't know how to handle it. How do I do this? How did I get over there? I don't remember. Can I just jump over this? I have to at least get my points. Oh, don't die. Stay alive! There we go. That's not it. Hit play, AJ.
of stone on steel carried a long way. However much Sir Bennis might neglect his clothes and person, he kept his weapons well.
"The lunk comes back,"
Bennis said.
"Here I was sharpening my steel to go rescue you from that Red Widow."
"Where are the men?"
"Treb and Wetwater on the roof standing watch, case the Widow comes to call. The rest crawled into bed
Gotta
whimpering.
get my points.
Sore as sin they are. I worked 'em hard.
Not now.
Drew a little blood off that big lackwit just to make him mad. He fights better when he's mad."
He smiled his brown and red smile.
"Nice bloody lip you got. Next time, don't go turning over rocks." "What did the woman say?"
"She means to keep the water, and she wants you as well for cutting that digger by the dam."
"Thought she might."
Bennis spat.
"Lot of bother for some peasant. He ought to thank me. Women like a man with
There we are.
scars."
"You won't mind her slitting your nose, then?"
"Bugger that. If I wanted my nose slit, I'd slit it for myself."
He jerked a thumb up.
"You'll find Sir useless in his chambers, brooding on how great he used to be."
Egg spoke up. "He fought for the Black Dragon." Dunk could have given the boy a clout, but the Brown Knight only laughed.
"Course he did. Just look at him. He strike you as the kind who picks the winning side?"
Fuck.
"No more than you, else you wouldn't be here with us." Dunk turned to Egg. "Tend to Thunder and Maester, then come up and join us." When Dunk came up through the trap, the old knight was sitting by the hearth in his bedrobe, though no fire had been laid. His father's cup was in his hand, a heavy silver cup that had been made for some Lord Osgrey back before the conquest. A checky lion adorned the bowl, done in flakes of jade and gold, though some of the jade flakes had gone missing. At the sound of Dunk's footsteps, the old knight looked up and blinked like a man waking from a dream. "Sir Duncan, you are back.
This is a terrifying
Did the sight of you
space.
give Lucas Inchfield pause, sir?
Not as I saw, my lord. More like it made him wroth." Dunk told it all as best he could,
It's terrifying.
though he omitted the part about Lady Hellicent,
Terrifying.
which made him look an utter
Scary.
fool. He would have left out the clout, too,
This is beautiful.
but his broken lip had puffed up twice its normal size, and Sir Eustace could not help but notice. When he did, he frowned.
Your lip.
Dunk touched it gingerly. "Her ladyship gave me a slap."
She struck you?
His mouth opened and closed.
She struck my envoy who came to her beneath the checky lion? She dared lay hands upon your person?
Oh no.
"Only the one hand, sir.
Only the
It
one.
stopped bleeding before we even left the castle." He made a fist. "She wants Sir Bennis, not your silver, and she won't take down the dam. She showed me a parchment with some writing on it,
and the king's own seal. It said the stream is hers, and...
He hesitated.
She said that you had risen with the black dragon.
Sir Eustace seemed to slump.
I feared she might.
Who let me nap? Rude.
If you wish to leave my...
Yeah, Spaghetti. Who said you could nap? Okay. Where's my list, though? I need my list for... caves I haven't done yet. That's not it. That's not it. Too many lists, not enough time. Here we are. Lamenter's Jail. Because I'm definitely not doing that yet. Fair. Well, what you've missed today is essentially discussions with Bro and Weber ended up with Dunk being sent home because the Checky Lion wanted the water back, but she said that the crown gave it to her because the Checky Lion went with the Black Dragon during the rebellion, and she slapped him because he brought up Adam Osgray, who was the Checky Lion's son who died.
My service, I will not stop you.
The old knight gazed into his cup, though what he might be looking for, Dunk could not say.
You told me your sons died fighting for the king. And so they did. The rightful king.
Oh.
Daemon Blackfire. The king who bore the sword.
The old man's mustache quivered.
The men of the Red Dragon call themselves the Loyalists, but we who chose the Black were just as loyal once. Though now, all the men who marched beside me to seat Prince Daemon on the Iron Throne have melted away like morning dew. Perhaps I dreamed them. Or more like, Lord Bloodraven and his raven's teeth have put the fear in them. They cannot all be dead.
Dunk could not deny the truth of that. Until this moment, he had never met a man who'd fought for the Pretender. I must have, though. There were thousands of them. Half the realm was for the Red Dragon, and half was for the Black.
Both sides fought valiantly, Sir Arlen always said.
He thought the old knight would want to hear that. Sir Eustace cradled his wine cup in both hands.
If Daemon had ridden over Gwaine Corbray, if Fireball had not been slain on the eve of battle, if Hightower and Tarbeck and Oakhart and Butterwell had lent us their full strength, instead of trying to keep one foot in each camp, if Manfred Lothson had proved true instead of treacherous, if storms had not delayed Lord Bracken sailing with the Mirish crossbowmen, if Quickfinger had not been caught with the stolen dragon's eggs. So many ifs, sir.
The stolen
Had
dragon
any one
eggs.
come out differently, it could all have turned t'other way. Then
There are several stolen dragon eggs, ranging from Alyssa Farman's to one stolen more recently, and a lot of them could be Daenerys's. It just kind of depends on what read you like, I think. Am I safe here? Oh, yeah.
we would be
Stay out
called
of
the
trouble.
Loyalists.
Take care of yourselves.
And the Red Dragons would
Nap
be
if you
remembered
need.
as men who fought to keep the usurper Daeron the Falseborn upon his stolen throne, then failed. That's as
Scary.
it may be, my lord,
said Dunk.
Help!
but things went the way they went. It was all years ago, and you were pardoned. Aye, we were pardoned.
Ooh, a jumpy.
So long as we bent the knee and gave him a hostage to ensure our future loyalty, Daeron
It's over here,
forgave the traitors and the rebels.
His voice was bitter.
Oh,
I
goodness.
bought my head back with my daughter's life. Alisan was 7 when they took her off to King's Landing, and 20 when she died. A silent sister. I went to King's Landing once to see her, and she would not even speak to me, her own father. A king's mercy is a poisoned gift. Daeron Targaryen left me life, but took my pride and dreams and honor.
His hand trembled, and wine spilled red upon his lap, but the old man took no notice of it.
I should have gone with Bittersteel into exile, or died beside my sons and my sweet king. That would have been a death worthy of a Checky lion, descended from so many proud lords and mighty warriors. Daeron's mercy made me smaller.
Aww.
In his heart, the black dragon never died, Dunk realized. My lord?
We went to the park today. It was pretty great.
It was
Well,
Egg's
that was gotta be
voice.
busier.
The boy had come
Given
in
the
as Sir
weather.
Eustace was speaking of his death. The old knight blinked at him as if he were seeing him for the first time.
Yes, lad? What is it?
If it please you, the Red Widow says you rebelled to get her castle. That isn't true, is it?
The castle?
He seemed confused.
Cold Moat?
What
Cold
the
Moat was
fuck?
promised me by...
What the fuck? What the fuck? That's so many points. Help me. Ah. Ah. This is awful. Terrible. Terrible. How do I even get back to where I need to be?
By Daemon, yes, but... It was not for gain, no.
Then why? Asked Egg.
Why?
Sir Eustace frowned. Why were you a traitor, if it wasn't just the castle? Sir Eustace looked at Egg a long time before replying.
I think I have to get past
You're
you.
only a young boy. You would not understand.
Excuse me?
Well, said Egg, I might.
Treason
Oh no.
is only a word.
Oh no.
When two princes fight for a chair where only one may
my God.
sit,
Oh my god.
great
Oh no, my
lords and
points!
common men alike must choose.
Roses in the chat for my almost a level worth of points. Ah! Oh, is that a bloody mist for flowers? Now it's a bloody mist. In Elden Ring, it's kind of both. I'm not gonna lie.
Choose. And when the battle's done, the victors will be hailed
And if it's not a bloody mist like this, it's a spirit mist, essentially. Well, I have nothing to live for now.
as loyal men and true, whilst those who were defeated will be known forevermore as rebels and traitors.
We're going south.
That was my fate.
Egg thought about it for a time. Yes, my lord, only... King Daeron was a good man. Why would you choose Daemon?
Daeron.
Sir Eustace almost slurred the word, and Dunk realized he was half drunk.
Daeron was spindly and round of shoulder, with a little belly that wobbled when he walked. Daemon stood straight and proud, and his stomach was flat and hard as an oaken shield.
Oh my
And
god.
he could...
Did you really choose Did you choose the hard body? What the hell is happening? Oh, we got some Miranda flowers up in here. It's getting interesting. Got some stuff. I'm just looking around, guys. I don't want to fight anybody. I don't feel like it. Leave me alone. I just wanted to comment on the hard body, okay? And now everyone's trying to kill me. As is tradition. Oh my god. This is... Okay. Oh, what the fuck is that thing?
fight. With axe
What are
or
you?
lance or
Look at that
flail,
thing.
he was as good as any knight I ever saw. But with the
Yo, this real quick.
sword he was the warrior himself. When Prince Daemon had Blackfire in his hand, there was not a man to equal him. Not Ulrich Dane with Dawn, no, nor even the Dragon Knight with Dark Sister. You can know a man by his friends, Egg. Daeron surrounded himself with maesters, septons, and singers. Always there were women whispering in his ear, and his court was full of Dornishmen.
Ugh.
How not, when he had taken a Dornish woman into his bed, and sold his own sweet sister to the Prince of Dorne, though it was Daemon that she loved. Daeron bore the same name as the young dragon, but when his Dornish wife gave him a son, he named the child Baelor, after the feeblest king who ever sat the Iron Throne.
Get wrecked.
Daemon, though.
Baylor was great.
Daemon was no more pious than a king need be, and all the great knights of the realm gathered to him. It would suit Lord Bloodraven if their names were all forgotten, so he has forbidden us to sing of them. But I remember Rob Rain, Gareth the Grey, Sir Aubrey Ambrose, Lord Gorman Peak, Black Byron Flowers, Red Tusk Fireball, Bittersteel. I ask you, has there ever been such a noble company, such a roll of heroes? Why, lad? You ask me why? Because Daemon was the better man. The old king saw it too. He gave the sword to Daemon. Blackfire, the sword of Aegon the Conqueror, the blade that every Targaryen king had wielded since the conquest. He put that sword in Daeron's hand the day he knighted him, a boy of 12.
My father says that was because Daemon was
Oh
a
my
swordsman
God.
and Daeron never was, said Egg. Why give
Well,
a...
that's horrifying. Why? Ah! Ah! Oh, just run. Just run away from everyone. Hi, everything. You're gonna kill me, and I get it. I get it. I get it. You have very busy schedule of murdering my face. Okay, I get it. It's hard to be me when everyone wants to attack me. And, there's a bunch of ghost flame. This is gonna be a dead end. It's not a dead end. Holy shit. Let's go back here. Holy shit. Scary. I was so scared. They don't appreciate your comments about their bodies. It makes them feel funny. A noble steed jumping around like that. No, for real. Torrent is the best goat horse of all time. Daemon the Black Fire, not Feller. I haven't had my phone this whole time, I realize. Let me grab that real quick. Oh. Alright, sorry about that, everybody. Took longer than I thought. Sorry. My phone was supposed to be charging and it wasn't, so I had to look into that, and I called Poe while I was doing that. So, thank you guys for waiting. I appreciate it.
A horse to a man who cannot ride. The sword was not the kingdom, he says. The old knight's hand jerked so hard that wine spilled from his silver cup.
Let's go fight some things.
Your father is a fool.
He is not, the boy said. Osgrey's face twisted in anger.
You asked a question and I answered it, but I will not suffer insolence. So, Duncan, you should beat this boy more often.
Oh, goodness.
His courtesy leaves much to be desired. If I must
Ow!
needs do it myself, I will.
No,
my.
Dunk broke in. You won't,
No, you
sir.
won't.
He had made up his mind. It is dark. We will leave at first light. Sir Eustace stared at him, stricken.
Leave?
Stand fast. Your service. You lied to us. Call it what you will. There was no honor in it. He unfastened his cloak, rolled it up, and put it in the old man's lap. Osgrey's eyes grew narrow.
Did that woman offer to take you into service? Are you leaving me for that whore's bed?
I don't know that she is a whore, Dunk said.
Oh my god.
Or a witch, or a poisoner, or none of that. But whatever
I think I might have to go back to the regular realm for a bit.
she may be makes no matter. We're leaving for the edges, not for Coldmoat.
The ditches, you mean? You're leaving me to prowl in the woods like wolves, to waylay honest men upon the roads.
His hand was shaking. The cup fell from his fingers, spilling wine as it rolled along the floor.
Jesus.
Go, then. Go.
Don't want to
I want none of you. I should never have taken you on. Go.
As you say, sir. Dunk beckoned. An egg followed. The Sworn Sword. Part 5.
We got about an hour left, guys, and then I think we're done with the Sworn Sword, which is only gotta take 2 episodes, so.
That last night, Dunk wanted to be as far from Eustace Osgrey as he could, so they slept down in the cellar amongst the rest of Standfast's meager host. It was a restless night. Lem and Red-Eyed Pate both snored, the one loudly and the other constantly. Dank vapors filled the cellar, rising through the trap from the deeper vaults below. Dunk tossed and turned on the scratchy bed, drifting off into a half-sleep only to wake suddenly in darkness. The bites he'd gotten in the woods were itching fiercely, and there were fleas in the straw as well.
I just want to
I will be well
through.
rid of this place. Well rid of the old man and Sir Bennis and the rest of them. Maybe it was time that he took Egg back to Summerhall to see his father. He would ask the boy about that in the morning, when they were well away. Morning seemed a long way off, though. Dunk's head was full of dragons, red and black, full of checky lions, old shields, battered boots, full of streams and moats and dams, and papers stamped with the king's great seal that he could not read. And she was there as well, the Red Widow, Rohan of the Cold Moat. He could see her freckled face, her slender arms, her long red braid. It made him feel guilty. I should be dreaming of Tanzel. Tanzel Too Tall, they called her. But she was not too tall for me. She had painted arms upon his shield, and he had saved her from the Bright Prince. But she vanished even before the trial of 7. She could not bear to see me die, Dunk often told himself. But what did he know? He was as thick as a castle wall. Just thinking of the Red Widow was proof enough.
My best friend forever and neighbor was 2 years older than me. We stayed friends even after she was 18 and I was a minor, so I went to her sorority shit. But when I went to college, I was an old lady. Fair, fair. Oh, shit. Oh, man, I almost lost my entire fucking pipe. This is my old pipe named Ferdinand. It has a frog on it. It's my oldest pipe. It was my first pipe. He was a skater boy.
Of that. Tanzel smiled at me, but we never held each other, never kissed, not even lips to cheek. Rohan at least had touched him. He had the swollen lip to prove it. Don't be daft. She's not for the likes of you. She's too small, too clever, and much too dangerous. Drowsing at long last, Dunk dreamed. He was running through a glade in the heart of Watt's Wood, running towards Rohan, and she was shooting arrows at him. Each shaft she loosed flew true and pierced him through the chest, yet the pain was strangely sweet. He should have turned and fled, but he ran toward her instead, running slowly as you always did in dreams, as if the very air had turned to honey.
What a vibe.
Another arrow came, and yet another. Her quiver seemed to have no end of shafts. Her eyes were gray and green and full of mischief. "Your gown brings out the color of your eyes," he meant to say to her. But she was not wearing any gown, or any clothes at all. Across her small breasts was a faint spray of freckles, and her nipples were red and hard as little berries.
Hello?
The arrows made him look like some great porcupine as he went
We got some death root happening, and I thought for sure that was a gargoyle.
Stumbling to her feet. But somehow he still found the strength to grab her braid. With one hard yank, he pulled her down on top of him and kissed her. He woke suddenly at the sound of a shout. In the darkened cellar, all was confusion. Curses and complaints echoed back and forth, and men were stumbling over one another as they fumbled for their spears or breeches. No one knew what was happening. Egg found the tallow candle and got it lit to shed some light upon the scene. Dunk was the first one up the steps. He almost collided with Sam Stoops rushing down, puffing like a bellows and babbling incoherently. Dunk had to hold him by both shoulders to keep him from falling. "Sam, what's wrong?" "The sky!" the old man whimpered. "The sky!" No more sense could be got from him, so they all went up to the roof for a look. Sir Eustace was there before them, standing by the parapets in his bedrobe, staring off into the distance. The sun was rising in the west.
Oh.
It was a long moment before Dunk...
That's funny, because when Quaithe tells Daenerys that she will inherit her father's kingdom or something along those lines, when the sun rises in the west and falls in the east. Consent, hello, Val, this game is inappropriate. It's actually just the book.
Realized what that meant.
"What's wood is afire?"
he said in a hushed voice. From down at the base of the tower came the sound of Bennis cursing, a stream of such surpassing filth that it might have made Aegon the Unworthy blush. Sam Stoops began to pray. They were too far away to make out flames, but the red glow engulfed half the western horizon, and above the light the stars were vanishing. The king's crown was half gone already, obscured behind a veil of the rising smoke. "Fire and sword," she said. The fire burned all through the night. No one in Standfast slept tonight. Before long they could smell the smoke, and see flames dancing in the distance like girls in scarlet skirts. They all wondered if the fire would engulf them.
Oh, there it was.
Dunk stood behind the parapets, his eyes burning, watching for riders in the night.
"Bennis,
he said when the brown knight came up, chewing on his sour leaf.
It's you she wants. Might be you should
You
go.
need to go right there.
What, run?
He brayed.
On my horse? Might as well try to fly off on one of these damn chickens.
Oh my god, you know who he sounds like? He kind of sounds like Patches. No, Patches has a higher voice.
Then give yourself up. She'll only slit your nose.
I like my nose how it is, lunk. Let her try and take me. We'll see what gets slit open.
He sat cross-legged with his back against a merlin and took a whetstone from his pouch to sharpen his sword. Sir Eustace stood above him. In low voices, they spoke of how to fight the war.
The Long Inch will expect us at the dam,
Dunk heard the old knight say.
so we will burn her crops instead. Fire for fire.
Sir Bennis thought that would be just the thing, only maybe they should put her mill to the torch as well.
It's 6 leagues on t'other side of the castle. The Long Inch won't be looking for us there. Burn the mill and kill the miller. That'll cost a dear.
Egg was listening too. He coughed and looked at Dunk with wide white eyes.
Sir, you have to stop them.
How? Dunk asked.
Kree is Amish. Oh my god. Greg's sniping this? Greg, what? How you doing, Raw? Is Greg still sniping this? 1 minute, I have something even better to show. 1 minute, we're gonna take a little Greg moment. So let's do YouTube. Okay. 1 minute, 1 minute. Don't fret. Everyone calm down. This can go there. Perfect. Box can go above. Why? Why aren't you working? Oh, okay. It's a thing. Got it. Ready?
Is it chopped yet? Uncle Benjamin, I've been chopping at it with a sword, if that's what you mean. Damn your asses, height mugging. I fast-travelled here. Didn't want to have you solo in the Lobsters. Will you be joining us for Goislop? I don't know what that means, but Lady Stark is being a bitch. Well, you're always welcome beyond the ice wall. No beta was ever refused Discord mod status here. Uncle Benjamin, I just want to join the Natty's watch. John, everyone's lost their minds. Even my father's talking like a schizo. Agatha isn't despawning this cooldown cycle. I'm ready to take the black pill. You're not comprehension maxing what I'm saying. We're all lone wolf sigma males. We're stone-cold true cells who will never slay a void. I don't care about that. I don't even fucking know what it means. You might, if you ever read the patch notes. I better hop on Discord, rescue your provider man from his goys. We'll DM later. So, your unk is in the Natty's watch. What? The fuck are you doing? I'm on my Sigma grind set. I've always wanted to see beyond the ice wall. You're Tyrion Lannister, the Queen's little bro. That is how I aura farm, yes. And you're Ned Stark subhuman. Jon Game of Thrones. Was that called posting? Might be. You are the beta of Winter Arc, no? Lord Eddard Stark is my daddy. Pause. And Feminoid Stark is not your momfoid, making you a subhuman. Allow me to trauma dump. Never forget your status pill. The rest of Flat Earth will not. Pin it like Retta, and it can never be used to mug you. What the hell you know about being a beta? All manlets are subhumans in their provider man's eyes. Will John, Game of Thrones, make it to Agatha?
There you guys go. I'm sorry. I find them hilarious. I can't help myself. I have a problem.
The Red Widow will stop them. Her and that Lucas Longinch. They're only making noise, Egg. It's that or piss their breeches. And it's not to do with us now. Dawn came with hazy gray skies and air that burned the eyes.
What am I supposed to do?
Dunk meant to make an early start, though after their sleepless night he did not know how far they'd get. He and Egg broke their fast on boiled eggs, while Bennis was rousting the others outside for more drill. They are Osgray men, and we are not, he told himself.
I'm gonna die
He
here.
ate 4 of the eggs. Sir Eustace owed him that much, as he saw it. Egg ate 2. They washed them down with ale.
I know some of these
We
are
could go to
hidden
Fair
walls,
Isle, sir,
but I
the
can't
boy
right
said
now.
as they were gathering up their things. If they're being raided by the Iron Men, Lord Farman might be looking for some swords. It was a good
Oh
thought.
my god, it's a jar!
Have you ever been to Fair Isle? No, sir, Egg said. But they say it's fair.
Oh my god!
Lord Farman's seat is fair, too. It's called Faircastle. Dunk laughed.
Oh my God, he's
Faircastle it shall
ironed.
be.
He's ironed!
He felt as if a great weight had been lifted off his shoulders.
I can't see.
I'll see to the horses, he said when he tied his armor up in a bundle, secured with hempen rope.
Oh my God,
Go to the roof and get our bedrolls, squire. The last thing he wanted this morning was another confrontation with the Checky lion. If you see...
The jars are interesting given what we learned in the Shadow of their Tree. Okay, so we got probably some hidden things. No lever here. God, this is gonna be a whole debacle. It's gonna be a whole debacle. Oh, I'm scared. Oh my stars. Maybe we'll end off on that. I have no idea what that means.
See Sir Eustace, let him be. I will, sir. Outside, Bennis had his recruits lined up with their spears and shields and was trying to teach them to advance in unison. The Brown Knight paid Dunk not the slightest heed as he crossed the yard. He will lead the whole lot of them to their deaths. The Red Widow could be here any moment. Egg came bursting from the tower door and clattered down the wooden steps with their bedrolls. Above him, Sir Eustace stood stiffly on the balcony, his hands resting on the parapet. When his eyes met Dunk's, his mustache quivered, and he quickly turned away. The air was hazy with blowing smoke. Bennis had his shield slung across his back, a tall kite shield of unpainted wood, dark with countless layers of old varnish, and girded all about with iron. It bore no blazon, only a center boss that reminded Dunk of some great eye shut tight. As blind as he is. How do you mean to fight her? Dunk asked. Sir Bennis looked at his soldiers, his mouth running red with sour leaf.
Can't hold the hill with so few spears. Gotta be the tower. We all hole up inside.
He nodded at the door.
Only one way in. All up them wooden steps, and there's no way they can reach us.
Until they build some steps of their own. They might bring ropes and grapnels,
Oh my
too,
God!
and swarm down on you through the roof. Unless they just stand back with their crossbows and fill you full of quarrels while you're trying to hold the door. The melons, beans, and barleycorns were listening to all they said.
Scared.
All their brave talk had blown away, though there was no breath of wind. They stood clutching their sharpened sticks,
Scared.
looking at Dunk and Bennis and each other. This lot won't do you a lick of good, Dunk said, with a nod at the ragged Osgray army. The Red Widow's knights'll cut them to pieces if you leave them in the open, and their spears won't be any use inside that tower.
They can chuck things off the roof,
said Bennis.
Treb is good at chucking rocks.
He could chuck a rock or two, I suppose, said Dunk, until one of the widow's crossbowmen puts a bolt through him. Sir? Egg stood beside him. Sir, if we mean to go, we'd best be gone, in case the widow comes. The boy was right. If we linger, we'll be trapped here. Yet still Dunk hesitated. Let him go, Bennis.
What? Lose our valiant lads?
Bennis looked at the peasants and brayed laughter.
Don't you lot be getting any notions,
he warned them.
I'll gut any man who tries to run.
Try, and I'll gut you. Dunk drew his sword. Go home, all of you, he told the small folk. Go back to your villages and see if the fires spared your homes and crops. No one moved. The brown knight stared at him, his mouth working. Dunk ignored him. Go, he told the small folk once again. It was as if some god had put the word into his mouth. Not the warrior. Is there a god for fools?
See, this is what I mean. He's a paladin.
Go! He said again, roaring at this time. Take your spears and shields, but go, or you won't live to see the morrow. Do you want to kiss your wives again? Do you want to hold your children? Go home!
I'm gonna be killed by
Have you all gone deaf?
Oh, that was the wrong one.
They hadn't. A mad scramble ensued amongst the chickens. Big Rob trod on a hen as he made his dash, and Pate came within half a foot of disemboweling Will Bean when his own spear tripped him up. But off they went, running. The melons went one way, the beans another, the barleycorns a third.
Oh god, wrong button. Oh,
Sir Eustace was shouting down at them from above, but no one paid him any mind. They are deaf to him, at least, Dunk thought. By the time the old knight emerged from his tower and came scrambling down the steps, only Dunk and Egg and Bennis remained amongst the chickens. Come back! Sir Eustace shouted at his fast-fleeing host. You do not have my leave to go! You do not have my leave!
No use, my lord, said Bennis.
I'm missing
They're
something,
gone.
and I know it.
Sir Eustace rounded on Dunk. His mustache quivered.
So this is one of the confusing... Oh my god. Oh my god, what's happening to me? This is one of the confusing ones, because, like, it does... They, like, repeat, almost, but they're not actually repeating. It's like a whole thing. It's meant to confuse me, specifically. How you doing, Russ?
With rage.
Oh god, here we go.
You had no right to send them away. No right. I told them not to go. I forbade it. I forbade you to dismiss them.
We never heard you, my lord. Egg took off his hat to fan away the smoke. The chickens were cackling too loud. The old man sank down onto Standfast's lowest step.
Find it.
What did that woman offer you to deliver me to her?
He asked Dunk in a bleak voice.
How much gold did she give you to betray me? To send my lads away and leave me here alone?
You're not alone, my lord. Dunk sheathed his sword. I slept beneath your roof and ate your eggs this morning.
Oh my god, what's this?
I owe you some service still. I won't go slinking off with my tail between my legs. My sword's still here. He touched the hilt.
Okay.
One sword.
The old knight got slowly to his feet.
What can one sword hope to do against that woman?
Try and keep her off your land to start with. Dunk wished he was as certain as he sounded. The old knight's mustache trembled every time he took a breath.
Yes,
he said at last.
Better to go boldly than hide behind stone walls. better to die a lion than a rabbit. We were the marshals of the North March for 1,000 years. I must have my armor.
He started up the steps. Egg was looking up at Dunk. I never knew you had a tail, sir, the boy said.
Do you want a clout in the ear?
No, sir. Do you want your armor?
Woo!
That?
I figured it out. I'm so smart. Dunk is a wimp? How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Cats are great.
Dunk said. And one thing more.
There was talk of Sir Bennis coming with them, but in the end Sir Eustace commanded him to stay and hold the tower. His sword would be of little use against the odds that they were like to face, and the sight of him would inflame the widow further. The Brown Knight did not require much convincing.
Oh no, I'm off screen again. Ouch. We got like new guys coming at me, so it's hard to tell where I'm going and what I'm doing. Oh my god, it's happening again. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh my stars. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. What's over this way instead? I'm like out of... I'm out of everything. What if I just go up here? Is this where the grace is? By the grace of gracing? Whew. Because the, like, door was actually, like, way by the beginning. Oh my god, I have nothing. I have nothing. Alright, there's that. Go up. Yeah, go up, up, faster. Alright, so that's where the door is. We've opened the door.
Dunk helped him knock loose the iron pegs that held the upper steps in place. Bennis clambered up them, untied the old gray hempen rope, and hauled on it with all his strength. Creaking and groaning, the wooden stair swung upward, leaving 10 feet of air between the top stone step and the tower's only entrance. Sam Stoops and his wife were both inside. The chickens would need to fend for themselves. Sitting below on his grey gelding, Sir Eustace called up to say,
If we have not returned by nightfall...
All right for Highgarden, my lord. And tell Lord Tyrell how that woman burned your wood and murdered you.
Dunk followed Egg and Maester down the hill. The old man came after, his armor rattling softly. For once a wind was rising, and he could hear the flapping of his cloak. Where Watt's Wood had stood, they found a smoking wasteland. The fire had largely burned itself out by the time they reached the wood, but here and there a few patches were still burning, fiery islands in a sea of ash and cinders. Elsewhere, the trunks of burned trees thrust like blackened spears into the sky. Other trees had fallen, and lay athwart the westway with limbs charred and broken, dull red fires smoldering inside their hollow hearts. There were hot spots on the forest floor as well, and places where the smoke hung in the air like a hot gray haze. Sir Eustace was stricken with a fit of coughing, and for a few moments Dunk feared the old man would need to turn back, but finally it passed. They rode past the carcass of a red deer, and later on what might have been a badger. Nothing lived except the flies.
Now we know.
Flies could live through anything, it seemed.
Help!
The field of fire must have looked like this,
This is
Sir
a field
Eustace
of fire.
said.
Help me.
It was there our woes began, 200 years ago. The last of the Green Kings perished on that field, with the finest flowers of the Reach around him.
Reach around?
My father said the dragon fire burned so hot that their swords melted in their hands. Afterward, the blades were gathered up and went to make the Iron Throne. Highgarden passed from kings to stewards, and the Osgreys dwindled and diminished. until the marshals of the North March were no more than landed knights, bound in fealty to the Rowans.
Dunk had nothing to say to that, so they rode in silence for a time, till Sir Eustace coughed and said,
Sir Duncan, do you remember the story that I told you?
I might, sir, said Dunk. Which one?
The little lion.
Yeah!
I remember. He was the youngest of 5 sons.
Good.
He coughed again.
So amazing.
When he slew Lancel Lannister, the Westermen turned back. Without the king, there was no war. Do you understand what I am saying?
Aye, said Dunk reluctantly. Could I kill a woman? For once, Dunk wished he were as thick as that castle wall. It must not come to that.
There you go.
I must not let it come to that.
Good on Dunk.
A few green trees still stood where the Westway crossed the Chequy Water. Their trunks were charred and blackened on one side. Just beyond, the water
Can't believe you
glimmered
said
darkly.
Banned.
Blue and green, Dunk thought. But all the gold is gone. The smoke had veiled the
Nice.
sun.
We did that one.
Sir Eustace halted when he reached the water's edge.
I took a holy vow. I will not cross that stream, not so long as the land beyond is hers.
The old knight wore mail and plate beneath his yellowed surcoat. His sword was on his hip. What if she never comes, sir? Egg asked. With fire and sword, Dunk thought. She'll come. She did, and within the hour. They heard her horses first, then the faint metallic sound of clinking armor growing louder. The drifting smoke made it hard to tell how far off they were until her banner-bearer pushed through the ragged gray curtain. His staff was crowned by an iron spider painted white
Anyone
and
got
red,
some blow?
with the black banner of the Webbers hanging listlessly beneath. When he saw them across the water, he halted on the bank. Sir Lucas Inchfield appeared half a heartbeat later, armored head to heel. Only then did Lady Rohan herself appear, astride a coal-black mare decked out in strands of silvery silk, like unto a spider's web. The widow's cloak was made of the same stuff. It billowed from her shoulders and her wrists, as light as air. She was armored, too, in a suit of green enamel scale chased with gold and silver. It fit her figure like a glove and made it look as if she were garbed in summer leaves. Her long red braid hung down behind her, bouncing as she rode. Septon Sefton rode red-faced at her side atop a big gray gelding. On her other side was her young maester, Carrick, mounted on a mule. More knights came later, 6 of them, attended by as many squires. A column of mounted crossbowmen brought up the rear and fanned out to either side of the road when they reached the Chequy Water and saw Dunk waiting on the other side. There were 33 fighting men, all told, excluding the Septon, the maester, and the widow herself. One of the knights caught Dunk's eye, a squat, bald keg of a man in mail and leather, with an angry face and an ugly goiter on his neck. The Red Widow walked her mare to the edge of the water. "Sir Eustace! Sir Duncan!" she called across the stream. "We saw your fire burning in the night."
Saw it?
Sir Eustace shouted back.
Aye, you saw it, after you made it.
That is a vile accusation.
For a vile act.
Oh, God.
I was asleep in my bed last night, with my ladies all around me. The shouts from the walls awoke me, as they did most everyone. Old men climbed up
God.
steep tower
Bye.
steps to look, and babes at the breast saw the red light and wept in fear. And that is all I know of your fire, sir,
It was your fire, woman.
insisted Sir Eustace.
Why do they sound like egg? Though?
My wood is gone. Gone, I say.
Septon Sefton cleared his throat.
Sir Eustace, he boomed, there are fires in the King's Wood too, and even in the Rainwood. The drought has turned all our woods to kindling.
Lady Rohan raised an arm and pointed. Look at my fields, Osgray. How dry they are. I would have been a fool to set a fire. Had the wind changed direction, the flames might well have leapt the stream and burned out half my crops.
Might have,
Sir Eustace shouted.
Your fire. No, your
It was
fire.
my woods that burned,
My
and you
woods,
that
your
burned
woods.
them. Most like you cast some witch's spell to drive the wind, just as you
yes.
used your dark arts to slay your husbands and your brothers.
Not the dark arts.
Lady Rohan's face grew harder. Dunk had seen that look at Coldmoat just before she slapped him. Prattle, she told the old man. I will waste no more words on you, sir. Produce Bennis of the Brown Shield, or we will come and take him.
Witch.
That you shall not do.
Witch.
Sir Eustace declared in ringing tones.
Redheads.
That you shall
Always with
never
witchcraft.
do.
His mustache twitched.
Come no farther. This side of the stream is mine, and you are not wanted here. You shall have no hospitality from me, no bread and salt, not even shade and water. You come as an intruder. I forbid you to set foot on Osgray land.
Of course you do.
Lady Rohan drew her braid over her shoulder. Sir Lucas, was all she said.
Oh.
The Long Inch made a gesture. The crossbowmen dismounted, winched back their bowstrings with the help of hook and stirrup, and plucked quarrels from their quivers. Now, sir, her ladyship
never do.
called out, when every bow was knocked and raised and ready. What was it you forbade me? Dunk had heard enough.
If you cross the stream without leave, you are breaking the king's peace.
Septon Sefton urged his horse forward a step.
The king will neither know nor care,
He called.
We are all the mother's children, sir. For her sake, stand aside.
Dunk frowned.
I don't know much of God, Septon, but aren't we the warrior's children too?
He rubbed the back of his neck.
If you try to cross, I'll stop you.
Sir Lucas the Long Inch laughed.
Here's a hedge knight who yearns to be a hedgehog, my lady,
Got him.
He said to the Red Widow.
Say the word, and we'll put a dozen quarrels in him. At this distance, they will punch through that armor like it was made of spit.
No, not yet, sir. Lady Rohan studied him from across the stream. You are 2 men and a boy. We are 3 and 30. How do you propose to stop us crossing?
Well,
Said Dunk.
I'll tell you, but only you.
As you wish. She pressed her heels into her horse and rode her out into the stream. When the water reached the mare's belly, she halted, waiting. Here I am. Come closer, sir. I promise not to sew you in a sack.
Lies.
Sir Eustace grasped Dunk by the arm before he could respond.
Go to her,
The old knight said.
but remember the little lion.
As you say, my lord. Dunk walked Thunder down into the water. He drew up beside her and said,
Milady?
Sir Duncan. She reached up and laid 2 fingers on his swollen lip. Did I do this, sir?
No one else has slapped my face of late, milady.
That was bad of me. A breach of hospitality. The good Septon has been scolding me. She gazed across the water at Sir Eustace. I scarce remember Adam any longer. It was more than half my life ago. I remember that I loved him, though. I have not loved any of the others.
His father put him in the blackberries with his brothers, Dunk said. He was fond of blackberries.
I remember. He used to pick them for me, and we'd eat them in a bowl of cream.
The king pardoned the old man for Damon, said Dunk. It is past time you pardoned him for Adam.
Give me Bennis, and I'll consider that.
Bennis is not mine to give.
She sighed. I would as lief not have to kill you.
I would as lief not die.
Then give me Bennis. We'll cut his nose off and hand him back, and that will be the end of that.
It won't, though, Dunk said. There's still the dam to deal with, and the fire. Will you give us the men who set it?
There were lantern bugs in that wood, she said. It may be they set the fire off with their little lanterns.
No more teasing now, milady, Dunk warned her. This is no time for it. Tear down the dam and let Sir Eustace have the water to make up for the wood. That's fair, is it not?
It might be if I had burned the wood, which I did not. I was at Coldmoat safe abed. She looked down at the water. What is there to prevent us from riding right across the stream? Have you scattered caltrops amongst the rocks? Hidden archers in the ashes? Tell me what you think is going to stop us.
Me?
He pulled one gauntlet off.
In Flea Bottom, I was always bigger and stronger than the other boys, so I used to beat them bloody and steal from them. The old man taught me not to do that. It was wrong, he said. And besides, sometimes little boys have great big brothers. Here, have a look at this.
Dunk twisted the ring off his finger and held it out to her. She had to let loose of her braid to take it. Gold? She said when she felt the weight of it.
I just remembered what's happening.
What is this, sir? She turned it over in her hand. A signet. Gold and onyx. Her green eyes narrowed as she studied the seal. Where did you find this, sir?
In a boot, wrapped in rags and stuffed up in the toe.
Lady Rohan's fingers closed around it. She glanced at Egg and old Sir Eustace. You took a great risk in showing me this ring, sir. But how does it avail us? If I should command my men to cross...
Well, said Dunk, that would mean I'd have to fight.
And die.
Most like, he said. And Egg would go back where he comes from and tell what happened here.
Not if he died as well.
Oh.
I don't think you'd kill a boy of 10, he said, hoping he was right. Not this boy of 10, you wouldn't. You got 33 men there, like you said. Men talk. That fat one there especially. No matter how deep you dug the grave, the tail would out. And then, well, might be a spotted spider's bite can kill a lion, but a dragon is a different sort of beast.
I would sooner be the dragon's friend. She tried the ring on her finger. It was too big even for her thumb. Dragon or no, I must have Bennis of the Brown Shield.
No.
You are 7 feet of stubborn.
Less an inch.
She gave him back the ring. I cannot return to Coldmoat empty-handed. They will say the Red Widow has lost her bite, that she was too weak to do justice, that she could not protect her small folk. You do not understand, sir.
I might. Better than you know. I remember once some little lord in the Stormlands took Sir Arlen into service to help him fight some other little lord. When I asked the old man what they were fighting over, he said, "Nothing, lad. It's just some pissing contest."
Lady Rohan gave him a shocked look, but could sustain it no more than half a heartbeat before it turned into a grin.
About a half hour left?
I have heard 1,000 empty courtesies in my time, but you are the first knight who ever said pissing in my presence. Her freckled face went somber. Those pissing contests are how lords judge one another's strength, and woe to any man who shows his weakness. A woman must needs piss twice as hard if she hopes to rule, and if that woman should happen to be small. Lord Stackhouse covets my horseshoe hills. Sir Clifford Conklin has an old claim to Leafy Lake. Those dismal Durwells live by stealing cattle. And beneath mine own roof I have the Long Inch. Every day I wake wondering if this might be the day he marries me by force. Her hand curled tight around her braid, as hard as if it were a rope, and she was dangling over a precipice. He wants to, I know. He holds back for fear of my wrath. Just as Conklin and Stackhouse and the Durwells tread carefully where the Red Widow is concerned. If any of them thought for a moment that I had turned weak and soft. Dunk put the ring back on his finger and drew his dagger. The widow's eyes went wide at the sight of naked steel. What are you doing? She said. Have you lost your wits? There are a dozen crossbows trained on you.
You wanted blood for blood. He laid the dagger against his cheek. They told you wrong. It wasn't Bennis cut that digger. It was me.
He pressed the edge of the steel into his face, slashed downward. When he shook the blood off the blade, some spattered on her face. More freckles, he thought.
There. The Red Widow as her due. A cheek for a cheek.
There you go.
You are quite mad. The smoke had filled her eyes with tears.
Aww.
If you were better born, I'd marry you.
Aye, milady. And if pigs had wings and scales and breathed flame, they'd be as good as dragons.
Dunk slid the knife back in its sheath. His face had begun to throb. The blood ran down his cheek and dripped onto his gorget. The smell made Thunder snort and paw the water.
Give me the men who burned the wood.
No one burned the wood, she said. But if some man of mine had done it, it must have been to please me. How could I give such a man to you? She glanced back at her escort.
Ow, 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 ow.
It would be best if Sir Eustace were just to withdraw his accusation.
Those pigs will be breathing fire first, milady.
In that case, I must assert my innocence before the eyes of gods and men. Tell Sir Eustace that I demand an apology or a trial. The choice is his. She wheeled her horse about to ride back to her men. The stream would be their battleground. Septon Sefton waddled out and said a prayer, beseeching the Father above to look down on these two men and judge them justly, asking the warrior to lend his strength to the man whose cause was just and true, begging the Mother's mercy for the liar, that he might be forgiven for his sins. When the praying was over and done with, he turned to Sir Eustace Osgrey one last time.
Sir,
He said,
I beg you once again, withdraw your accusation.
I will not.
the old man said, his mustache trembling. The fat Septon turned to Lady Rohan.
Good sister, if you did this thing, confess your guilt, and offer good Sir Eustace some restitution for his wood. Elsewise, blood must flow.
My champion will prove my innocence before the eyes of gods and men.
Trial by battle is not the only way,
said the Septon, waist deep in the water.
Let us go to Golden Grove, I implore you both, and place the matter before Lord Rowan for his judgment.
Never,
said Sir Eustace. The Red Widow shook her head. Sir Lucas Inchfield looked at Lady Rohan, his face dark with fury.
You will marry me when this mama's farce is done, as your Lord Father wished.
My Lord Father never knew you as I do, she gave back. Dunk went to one knee beside Egg and put the signet back in the boy's hand. 4 three-headed dragons, 2 and 2, the arms of Maekar, Prince of Summerhall. Back in the boot, he said.
Back in the
But
boot.
if it happens that I should die, go to the nearest of your father's friends and have him take you back to Summerhall. Don't try to cross the whole reach on your own. See you don't forget, or my ghost will come and clout you in the ear.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, said Egg. But I'd sooner you didn't die.
It's too hot to die.
Dunk donned his helm, and Egg helped him fasten it tightly to his gorget. The blood was sticky on his face, though Sir Eustace had torn a piece off his cloak to help stop the gash from bleeding. He rose and went to Thunder. Most of the smoke had blown away, he saw as he swung up onto the saddle. But the sky was still dark. Clouds, he thought.
Did Keldor start
Dark clouds. It had been so long. Maybe it's an omen. But is it his omen or mine?
Oh.
Dunk was no good with omens. Across the stream, Sir Lucas had mounted up as well. His horse was a chestnut courser, a splendid animal, swift and strong, but not as large as Thunder. What the horse lacked in size he made up for in armor, though. He was clad in crinnet, chamfron, and a coat of light chain. The Long Inch himself wore black enameled plate and silvery ringmail. An onyx spider squatted malignantly atop his helmet, but his shield displayed his own arms. A bend sinister, checky black and white, on a pale gray
Oh
field.
god, how am I gonna die to this but not
Dunk
the
watched
fucking
Sir
other
Lucas
guy?
hand it to a squire. He does not mean to use it. When another squire delivered him a
Can you guys
pole axe,
attack?
he knew why.
Why is things opening?
The axe was long and lethal, with a banded haft, a heavy head, and a wicked spike on its back.
Help me.
But it was a two-handed weapon. The Long Inch would need to trust in his armor to protect him. I need to make him rue that choice. His own shield was on his left arm.
Where
The
are my
shield Tanzel had
gals?
painted with his elm and falling star.
Oh my god, there's 2 of you.
The old shield rhyme echoed
No
in
wonder
his
I
head.
can't fucking do anything.
Oak and iron guard me well, or else I'm dead and doomed to hell. He slid his longsword from its scabbard. The weight of it felt good in his hand. He put his heels into Thunder's flanks and walked the big destrier down
Oh my
into
god.
the water.
Save me, save me.
Across the
Save me.
stream, Sir Lucas did the same. Dunk pressed right, so as to present the Long Inch with his left
Oh my
side
god.
protected by his shield. That was not something Sir Lucas was willing to concede him.
Okay.
He turned his
Okay.
courser quickly,
Ah.
and they came together in a tumult of gray steel and green spray.
Oh my god, healing.
Sir Lucas
myself,
struck
apparently.
with his poleaxe.
Frostbite.
Dunk
This is
had
bad.
to twist in the
Please
saddle
die.
to catch it on his shield.
Oh.
The force of it shot down his arm and jarred his teeth together.
Man, we're having a really good day today. Like, I know I've lost all the points I've made, but we are doing great, actually. I am so pleased with all of you. I couldn't have done it without you. I had a dream someone hit my cat and they gave his head bird wings. So basically I had a golden snitch for a cat. The pig dragons reminded me of that dream. That's amazing.
He swung his sword in answer, a sideways cut that took the other knight beneath his upraised arm. Steel screamed on steel, and it was on. The Long Inch spurred his courser in a circle, trying to get around to Dunk's unprotected side, but Thunder wheeled to meet him, snapping at the other horse. Sir Lucas delivered one crashing blow after another, standing in his stirrups to get all his weight and strength behind the axe head. Dunk shifted his shield to catch each blow as it came. Half crouched beneath its oak, he hacked at Lynchfield's arms and side and legs, but his plate turned every stroke. Round they went and round again, the water lapping at their legs. The Long Inch attacked and Dunk defended, watching for a weakness. Finally, he saw it. Every time Sir Lucas lifted his axe for another blow, a gap appeared beneath his arm. There was mail and leather there and padding underneath, but no steel plate. Dunk kept his shield up, trying to time his attack. Soon. The axe crashed down, wrenched free, came up. Now! He slammed his spurs into Thunder, driving him closer, and thrust with his longsword to drive his point through the opening. But the gap vanished as quick as it had appeared. His sword point scraped a rondel, and Dunk, overextended, almost lost his seat. The axe descended with a crash, slanting off the iron rim of Dunk's shield, crunching against the side of his helm, and striking Thunder a glancing blow along the neck. The Destrier screamed and reared up on two legs, his eye rolling white in pain as the sharp, coppery smell of blood filled the air. He lashed out with iron hooves just as Longinch was moving in. One caught Sir Lucas in the face, the other on a shoulder. Then the heavy warhorse came down atop his courser. It all happened in a heartbeat. The two horses went down in a tangle.
You guys see that shit?
Kicking and biting at each other, churning up the water in the mud below. Dunk tried to throw himself from the saddle, but one foot tangled in a stirrup. He fell face first, sucking down one desperate gulp of air before the stream came rushing into the helm through the eye slit. His foot was still caught up, and he felt a savage yank as Thunder's struggles almost pulled his leg out of its socket. Just as quickly he was free, turning, sinking.
Oh my God, I'm gonna die.
For a moment, he flailed helplessly in the water. The world was blue and green and brown. The weight of his armor pulled him down until his shoulder bumped the stream bed. If that is down, the other way is up. Dunk's steel-clad hands fumbled at the stones and sands, and somehow he gathered his legs up under him and stood. He was reeling, dripping mud, with water pouring from the breath holes in his dinted helm, but he was standing. He sucked down air. His battered shield still clung to his left arm, but his scabbard was empty and his sword was gone. There was blood inside his helm as well as water. When he tried to shift his weight, his ankle sent a lance of pain right up his leg. Both horses had struggled back to their feet, he saw. He turned his head, squinting one-eyed through a veil of blood, searching for his foe. Gone, he thought. He's drowned or Thunder crushed his skull in.
Sorry, I just want to take a moment to appreciate these windows. They got blue and gold.
Sir Lucas burst up out of the water right in front of him, sword in hand. He struck Dunk's neck a savage blow, and only the thickness of his gorget kept his head upon his shoulders. He had no blade to answer with, only his shield. He gave ground, and the Longinch came after, screaming and slashing. Dunk's upraised arm took a numbing blow above the elbow. A cut to his hip made him grunt in pain. As he backed away, a rock turned beneath his foot, and he went down to one knee, chest high in the water. He got his shield up, but this time Sir Lucas struck so hard he split the thick oak right down the middle and drove the remnants back into Dunk's face. His ears were ringing and his mouth was full of blood, but somewhere far away he heard Egg screaming,
Get him, sir! Get him! Get him! He's right there!
Dunk drove forward. Sir Lucas had wrenched his sword free for another cut. He slammed into him waist high and knocked him off his feet. The stream swallowed both of them again, but this time Dunk was ready. He kept one arm around the Longinch and forced him to the bottom. Bubbles came streaming out from behind Inchfield's battered, twisted visor, but still he fought. He found a rock at the bottom of the stream and began hammering at Dunk's head and hands. Dunk fumbled at his sword belt. Have I lost the dagger too? He wondered. No, there it was. His hand closed around the hilt and he wrenched it free and drove it slowly through the churning water. through the iron rings and boiled leather beneath the arm of Lucas
The Godwin guys are hard, man.
the long inch, turning it as he pushed. Sir Lucas jerked and twisted, and the
I
strength
don't know if I'm
left
gonna
him.
be able to get my stuff back.
Dunk shoved away and floated.
I might just
His
roam
chest
around.
was on fire. A fish flashed past his face, long and white and slender. What's that? He wondered. What's that? What's that? He woke in the wrong castle. When his eyes opened, he did not know where he was. It was blessedly cool. The taste of blood was in his mouth, and he had a cloth across his eyes. A heavy cloth fragrant with some unguent. It smelled of cloves, he thought. Dunk groped at his face, pulled the cloth away. Above him, torchlight played against a high ceiling. Ravens were walking on the rafters overhead, peering down with small black eyes and quarking at him. I'm not blind, at least.
Small miracles.
He was in a maester's tower. The walls were lined with racks of herbs and potions in earthen jars and vessels of green glass. A long trestle table nearby was covered with
there's the
parchments,
thing.
books, and queer bronze
check out the
instruments, all spattered with droppings from the ravens in the rafters. He could hear them muttering at one another.
Let's go check it out.
He
then.
tried to sit.
Fuck it.
It proved a bad mistake. His head swam,
yeah, it's this guy.
and his left leg screamed in agony when he put the slightest weight upon it. His ankle was wrapped in linen, he saw, and there were linen strips around his chest and shoulders, too. Be still. A face appeared above him, young and pinched,
Well, that
with
happened
dark
quick.
brown eyes
My
on either
God.
side of a hooked nose.
There goes my points.
Dunk knew that face. The man who owned it was all in gray, with a chain collar hanging loose about his neck. A maester's chain of many metals. Dunk grabbed him by the wrist.
Where?
Coldmoat, said the maester. You were too badly injured to return you to Standfast, so Lady Rohan commanded us to bring you here. Drink this. He raised a cup of something to Dunk's lips. The potion had a bitter taste, like vinegar, but at least it washed away the taste of blood.
God damn it.
Dunk made himself drink it all. Afterward, he flexed the fingers of his sword hand and then the other. At least my hands still work. And my arms.
What did I hurt?
What not? The maester snorted. A broken ankle, a sprained knee, a broken
down?
collarbone, bruising. Your upper torso is largely green and yellow, and your right arm is a purpley black. I thought your skull was cracked as well, but it appears not. There is that gash in your face, sir.
I'm telling you, he just keeps
You
dying.
will have a scar, I fear.
No, he
Oh,
won't.
and you had drowned by the time we pulled you from the water.
Uh-huh.
Drowned? Said Dunk. I never suspected that one man could swallow so much water. Not even a man as large as you, sir. Count yourself fortunate that I am ironborn. The priests of the drowned god know how to drown a man and bring him back.
See, he's just being brought back by all the gods. And you can't convince me otherwise. You just cannot convince me otherwise.
I've made a study of their beliefs and customs. I drowned. Dunk tried to sit again, but the strength was not in him. I drowned in water that did not even come up to my neck. He laughed,
Loser.
then groaned in pain.
Sir Lucas?
Dead. Did you doubt it? No. Dunk doubted many things, but not that. He remembered how the strength had gone out of the Long Inch's limbs all at
Do it
once.
from the top, got it.
Egg?
He got out. I want egg.
Aw.
Hunger is a good sign, the maester said. But it is sleep you need just now, not food.
Egg.
Dunk
I want
shook his
egg.
head and regretted it at once.
Egg is my squire.
Is he? A brave lad, and stronger than he looks. He was the one to pull you from the stream. He helped us get that armor off you, too. and rode with you in the wain when we brought you here. He would not sleep himself, but sat by your side with your sword across his lap, in case someone tried to do you harm. He even suspected me, and insisted that I'd taste anything I meant to feed you.
Aww.
A queer child, but devoted.
Where is he?
And what could it mean to be brought back by all the gods? What would that make you at the big WrestleMania? I'm telling you, he's cold hands. He is cold hands. You can't convince me otherwise at this juncture. Cold hands is not Benjen. Benjen is probably more Raven. And cold hands is Dunk, who is a seemingly a white that is not led by the others, right? And in the story, we see people brought back by fire as well. The drowned god, like we just saw, has its own whole, oh my god, please. Has its very own way of resurrecting people. So my theory is that Dunk is a white of the 7 gods, right? As opposed to a knight of the 7 kingdoms. Just food for thought.
Sir Eustace asked the boy to attend him at the wedding feast. There was no one else on his side. It would have been discourteous for him to refuse.
Wedding feast?
Dunk did not understand. You would not know, of course. Coldmoat and Standfast were reconciled after your battle. Lady Rohan begged leave of old Sir Eustace to cross his land and visit Adam's grave, and he granted her that right. She knelt before the blackberries and began to weep, and he was so moved that he went to comfort her. They spent the whole night talking of young Adam and my lady's noble father. Lord Wyman and Sir Eustace were fast friends until the Blackfire Rebellion.
That thing.
His lordship and my lady were wed this morning, by our good Septon Sefton. Eustace Osgrey is the Lord of Coldmoat, and his Checky lion flies beside the Weber spider on every tower and wall.
Oh my god,
Dunk's world was spinning slowly all around him.
Okay, it is.
That potion, he's put me back to sleep.
Oh god, not again.
He closed his eyes and let all the pain drain out of him. He could hear the ravens quarking and screaming at each other, and the sound of his own breath. And something else as well.
What's that in here?
A softer sound, steady, heavy, somehow soothing.
What's that?
He murmured sleepily. That sound. That? The maester listened. That's just rain. He did not see her till the day they took their leave.
This is folly, sir,
Septon Sefton complained as Dunk limped heavily across the yard, swinging his splinted foot and leaning on a crutch.
Maester Carrick says you are not half healed as yet, and this rain, you're like to catch a chill if you do not drown again. At least wait for the rain to stop.
That may be years. Dunk was grateful to the fat Septon, who had visited him near every day, to pray for him ostensibly, though more time seemed to be taken up with tales and gossip. He would miss his loose and lively tongue and cheerful company, but that changed nothing. I'll need to go. The rain was lashing down around them, 1,000 cold gray whips upon his back. His cloak was already sodden. It was the white wool cloak Sir Eustace had given him, with the green and gold checkered border. The old knight had pressed it on him once again as a parting gift.
For your courage and leal service, sir,
he said. The brooch that pinned the cloak at his shoulder was a gift as well. An ivory spider brooch with silver legs. Clusters of crushed garnets made spots upon its back.
Thank you.
I hope this is not some mad quest to hunt down beds,
Septon Sefton said.
You were so bruised and battered that I would fear for you if that one found you in such a state.
Bennis,
Bennis.
Dunk thought bitterly. Bloody Bennis. While Dunk had been making his stand at the stream, Bennis had tied up Sam Stoops and his wife, ransacked Standfast from top to bottom, and made off with every item of value he could find. From candles, clothes, and weaponry, to Osgrey's old silver cup and a small cache of coins the old man had hidden in his solar behind a mildewed tapestry. One day, Dunk hoped to meet Sir Bennis of the Brown Shield again, and when he did...
Sell him.
Bennis'll keep.
Okay.
Where will you go?
The Septon was panting heavily. Even with Dunk on a crutch, he was too fat to match his pace. Fair Isle, Arenal, the Trident. There are edges everywhere. He shrugged. I've always wanted to see the wall.
The wall?
The Septon jerked to a
Oh my
stop.
God, please stop.
I despair of you, Sir Duncan.
He shouted, standing in the mud with outspread hands as the rain came down around him.
Pray, sir, pray for the crone to light your way.
Dunk kept walking. She was waiting for him inside the stables, standing by the yellow bales of hay in a gown as green as summer. Sir Duncan, she said when he came pushing through the door. Her red braid hung down in front, the end of it brushing against her thighs.
Oh, golly.
It is good to see you on your feet. You never saw me on my back, he thought. Milady, what brings you to the stables?
Pervert.
It is a wet day for a ride. I might say the same to you. Egg told you? I owe him another clout in the ear.
Oh my God, help.
Be glad he did, or I would have sent men after you to drag you back. It was cruel of you to try and steal away without so much as a farewell.
Rule.
She had never come to see him while he was in Maester Carrick's care. Not once.
Rude.
That green becomes you well, milady, he said. It brings out the color of your eyes.
He shifted his weight awkwardly on the crutch.
I'm here for my horse.
You do not need to go. There's a place for you here when you're recovered. Captain of my guards. An egg can join my other squires. No one need ever know who he is.
Thank you, milady, but no.
Nah.
Thunder was in a stall a dozen paces down. Dunk hobbled toward him. Please reconsider, sir.
Right,
These are
let's go.
perilous times, even for dragons and their friends. Stay until you've healed. She walked along beside him. It would please Lord Eustace, too. He is very fond of you.
Very fond, Dunk agreed. If his daughter wasn't dead, he'd want me to marry her. Then you could be my lady mother. I never had a mother, much less a lady mother.
For half a heartbeat, Lady Rohan looked as though she was going to slap him again. Maybe she'll just kick my crutch away. You are angry with me, sir,
Maybe
she
you
said
could be my
instead.
lady mother.
You must let me make amends.
Well,
He said.
you could help me saddle Thunder.
I had something else in mind. She reached out her hand for his, a freckled hand, her fingers strong and slender. I'll bet she's freckled all over.
Oh.
How well do you know horses?
I ride one.
An old destrier bred for battle, slow-footed and ill-tempered. Not a horse to ride from place to place.
If I need to get from place to place, it's him or these.
Dunk pointed at his feet. You have large feet, she observed.
Oh my.
Large hands as well.
Oh my.
I think you must be large all over.
Oh my.
Too large for most palfreys. They'd look like ponies with you perched upon their backs. Still, a swifter mount would serve you well. A big courser, with some Dornish sandsteed for endurance. She pointed to the stall across from Thunder's. A horse like her.
How?
She was a blood bay with a bright eye and a long, fiery mane. Lady Rohan took a carrot from her sleeve and stroked her head as she took it. The carrot, not the fingers, she told the horse, before she turned again to Dunk. I call her Flame.
Why are
But you may
guys
name her
not
as you
here?
please.
Oh my god, why are you guys
Call
not here?
her Amends
Ow,
if you like.
Ow, ow, ow.
For
ow,
a moment,
ow,
he was
ow.
speechless. He leaned on the crutch and looked at the blood bay with new
Ow.
eyes. She was magnificent. A better mount than any the old man had
Ow.
ever owned. You had only to look at those long, clean limbs to see how
Ah.
swift she'd be. I bred her for beauty and for speed. He turned back to Thunder. I cannot take
Oh
her.
my god, please stop.
Why not?
She's too good a horse for me. Just look at her.
A flush crept up Rohan's face. She clutched her braid, twisting it between her fingers. I had to marry. You know that.
Aw.
My father's will... Oh, don't be such a fool.
What else should I be? I'm thick as a castle wall and bastard born as well.
All knights are
Take the
fools,
horse.
and all fools
I
are
refuse
knights.
to let you go without something to remember me by.
I will remember you, milady. Have no fear of that.
Take her. Dunk grabbed her braid and pulled her face to his. It was awkward with the crutch and the difference in their heights. He almost fell before he got his lips on hers. He kissed her hard.
Wrong.
One of her hands went round his neck and one around his chest.
Oh, look at that.
He learned more about kissing in a moment than he had ever known from watching. But when they finally broke apart, he drew his dagger.
I know what I want to remember you by, milady.
Oh no, here we go.
Egg was waiting for him at the gatehouse, mounted on a handsome new sorrel palfrey and
Cut off
holding
her head.
Maester's lead. When Dunk trotted up to them on Thunder, the boy looked surprised. She said she wanted to give you a new horse, sir.
Even high-born ladies don't get all they want.
Dunk said as they rode out across the drawbridge.
It wasn't a horse I wanted.
I'm so
The
scared.
moat was so high it was threatening to overflow its banks.
I took something else to remember her by instead. A lock of that red hair.
He reached under his cloak, brought out the braid, and smiled.
Did it.
In the iron cage at the crossroads, the corpses still embraced. They looked lonely, forlorn. Even the flies had abandoned them, and the crows as well. Only some scraps of skin and hair remained upon the dead men's bones. Dunk halted, frowning. His ankle was hurting from the ride, but it made no matter. Pain was as much a part of knighthood as were swords and shields. "Which way is south?" he asked Egg. It was hard to know when the world was all rain and mud and the sky was gray as a granite wall. "That's south, sir," Egg pointed. "That's north."
Summerall is south. Your father?
"The wall is north." Dunk looked at him.
That's a long way to ride.
"I have a new horse, sir."
So you do.
Dunk had to smile.
And why would you want to see the wall?
"Well," said Egg, "I hear it's tall."